Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The Immaculate Conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's claws, the birth of Nimrod, and not the Son of God. To you was kind of odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai.
Hebrew Israelites, Kwam Yashala.
It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Welcome to another exciting edition of ISBHPK class. We're located here in Houston, Texas. The address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard. We got school in San Antonio, Texas as well. Address for that school is 4219 Senegate Street, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78217. We also got classes in Albuquerque, New Mexico at 501 Copper Ave, Northwest, Albuquerque, New Mexico, zip code 87102. If you would like to send any donations, please, you can send the donations through to those addresses. Here in Houston, our class schedule is on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m., Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m., and Shabbat, Saturday morning classes from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we have classes in Austin, Texas to be announced. We also got the kids class going on every Sunday, and it's from 11 to 12 p.m. Those are canceled, huh?
They can still watch live classes on ISBHP Kids, but it's postponed after Passover.
Okay, well, yeah, you can watch live kids classes on ISBHPK, the kids channel. And as you know, ISBHPK, our regular channel on YouTube, we have plenty of classes on there, over 600. Please check them out. If you'd like to contact any of the priests, we have Priest Kazakia. His number is 281-707-2737. We got Priest Kwatazab here to my left. His number is 303-557-8979. Please text only during class. We have Priest Mashaba out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they hold classes, morning classes on their Blog Talk Radio, Monday through Friday, starting at 9:30 a.m. And you can check it out at blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. Again, blogtalkradio.com/MASHAHBA. And we got the Purim coming up March the 16th, 2018. So that's what, in 2 weeks? No, I'm way off. That's in about a month. It's in about a month, yeah.
3 weeks.
So again, yeah, Purim is March the 16th, 2018. No, I don't say that, but. And also we got the Passover coming up April 1st, which is like 2 weeks after Purim. And it's going to be we finally got the location. It's going to be at the Sterling Banquet Hall on 5475 West Sam Houston Parkway, North Houston. Again, it's the Sterling Banquet Hall, 5475 West Sam Houston Parkway, North Houston, zip code 77042. That's the same zip code. And if you would like to have any donations, if you'd like to help the school out, help out the rent. If you'd like to help out the rent, help out the Passover, the lambs, the location. The Wells Fargo account number is on the screen. Also, you can Google Wallet. You can send some money through the Google Wallet, and it's isbhpk@gmail.com. And all forms of donations is accepted monetary. I mean, we got the Annotated Bible, Complete Jewish, Zondervan, Josephus, Bible, Apocryphas, notebooks, pens, papers, highlighters. All that is greatly appreciated. But yeah, if you have any questions, please send them through.
That's it for the announcements. So I know we got some questions in class for everybody online. What we'll do, we'll just wait for everybody to post your questions, but in the meantime, we'll answer these questions in class. I know he said it, but Passover is coming up. If you want to get down with the Passover, you want to celebrate, hit us up. Let us know. If you want to donate, go ahead and donate. If you want to make it to the Passover but you can't donate, don't feel like you can't come. The Most High requires you. Alright, so try to make it. For the garments, I don't know if you said it, but for the Passover garments, there is a cutoff. So if you do want a Passover garment, the cutoff is February the 23rd to get your money in, because these sisters, they're buying all the garment materials in bulk. It's better that way. It's cheaper, more efficient. So they're going to cut that off on the 23rd of February, which is this Friday. So if you feel like you're affiliated, you want to have a garment, you want to be in unity with us, get your money in for that. And we have details on that. The prices, all right? The sisters will have that on the Israel Wear Facebook page. All right? So yeah, we'll take questions. I know you got a question, right? What was your question again?
Deuteronomy 28 verse 29. I didn't understand when it says, as the blind goeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
Right. Okay, so Deuteronomy 28 and verse what?
29.
Verse 29. And you had a few of them in Deuteronomy, right? So what we'll probably do, what we're going to do, we're just going to read it down. But before you go there, actually, you can start there. Yeah, we're going to do questions for the first hour, and then we're going to let this brother go into his class. So try to get through as many questions as we can for the first hour, okay? So her question, the sister in class's question, was in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29. Right? Come on. So, well, let's just start real quick at Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. Just so we can, it's always important to hammer these points home to let us know who the scripture is talking to. All right? So, start at Deuteronomy 1 verse 1 real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1.
Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
Oh. Deuteronomy chapter
1 verse 1.
Chapter 1 verse 1.
You must have not had a Sprite today.
Oh.
Go ahead.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Wait, to the world?
To all Israel.
So we know that Moses is speaking to Israel. Okay? This is the Israelites after they came out of captivity. And yes, there were some other stragglers of nations along there with us, but the majority of the people was Israelites. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, okay? So we got to get that. We always want to hammer that point home. Now jump over to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations on the earth.
Right, so understand that Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it gives blessings and curses. So 28 verse 1, the Most High said, listen, if you hearken diligently, you're going to be above all nations on the earth. Are we above all nations on the earth? No. So obviously, what we did was verse 15, right? Go to verse 15.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
And that's the problem with our people. We don't even want to observe the commandments. We don't want to realize that it's for us. A lot of us don't want to observe the fact that we're in all these curses and that we're in bad condition. You know, a lot of us think that we're still Africans. We want to go watch Black Panther, dress up in dashikis, right? You want to assimilate with the African culture, but we ain't Africans. We have our own culture. We got our own garments, right? But since you want to go be an African, guess what? You fall under these curses. Read on.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Right, because the laws and statutes, he gave us a dietary, ceremonial, civil, right? What else? Dietary, ceremonial, civil,
sacrificial.
And sacrificial, which is done away with.
Ceremonial.
Ceremonial, right?
Yeah.
But he also gave us a dress code. You see that? Moral, right. Go ahead.
And overtake thee, from the beginning.
Yeah.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And that's what happened. These curses, they came upon us and they overtook us. And even until this day, a lot of our people, the majority of our people who aren't in the truth, they're still being overtaken by the majority of these curses. You know, and that's the thing that we have to realize. You do have some wealthy black millionaires, right? They got money. So they're not going to fall under some curses, but guess what? They're going to fall under others. That's the thing. The scriptures, and we'll read it. It says, "Cursed shall be thy basket." Some of us ain't got cursed baskets. That's talking about your money, your economy. Some of us don't have a cursed basket. You got black folks out there, Hispanics out there that got dough, right? But then they might be living under a different curse. They might be living under something more detrimental, right? Where, and we're going to see, the groping at noonday, that was one of your questions, right? Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city. Go ahead.
Cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Right. And we know in Matthew 13:38, it tells us that the field is the world. Right? So it's telling us that no matter where you go, we're going to be cursed. You curse in the city, because in the city, you just a city nigga. In the world, you just a field. In the field, you a field nigga. Right? No matter what, we're cursed. No matter wherever you go on this earth. The black man, there's always a derogatory term for a black man, right? He's a nigga, he's a spook. In Africa, they call us kata, right? Yeah, there's a term for a nigga in Africa. Yeah, that ain't because but think about it. Why, if that's our people, if that's your brother, why would they have a derogatory term for you? Yeah, they call us katas or cotton pickers. It means cotton picker. Yeah, because guess what? They knew they sold your ass to go pick that cotton. They didn't sell their own people, and they understand that. So they're like, yeah, those are the cotton pickers. So when they come over here with that, you're called a kata. And I know you had a question on verse 37, and I'm kind of going into that a little bit, but we'll get there. But curse you on being the world. No matter where the black Hispanic man goes, there's always a negative outlook on him. Underlining negative. Where black is bad. Where a Mexican is, something's always getting stolen. Right? Where a black man is, there's always some turn up. A bad turn up. Right? It's always something negative. So let's jump. So we're understanding that Deuteronomy 28:15 down to 28:68 is all the cursings. Deuteronomy 28:1 all the way to 14 are the blessings. So let's jump to her question. Let's start at her questions in verse 29. Let's start at verse 28.
Con, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness.
Go to verse 27.
Con, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 27. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt.
Right, because one of the plagues, they got the sores, right? In Egypt, when he sent the 10 plagues, that was one of them. They got that botch. They got those sores. Right? You remember that, right? Have you read that? You got to read that. You got to read before this in Exodus where the 10 plagues, the Most High sent the flies, the locusts to the Egyptians, and that was one of the things that helped to free us from the Egyptians. But he sent 10 plagues. The last plague being the Passover, killing all the firstborn. But he said, I'll send you. So he's basically saying, I'm going to curse you the same way the Egyptians got cursed. With the botch. Go ahead.
And with the emerods.
And the emerods. When you look that up, you know what that is? It's talking about anal sores. Hemorrhoids. Y'all know what hemorrhoids are, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are those sores by your anus. Where your anus balloons up. So he said, I'm going to hit you. Think about it. A lot of our people got hemorrhoids. Because of all the filthy foods they eat. And they're all backed up. So then you got to sit on the toilet and push. But it explodes your rectum. Because you don't have to push when you go to the restroom. But when you eat filthy and defiled, not enough water, a bunch of Sprite, it dries you up. So now you're backed up in your gut and you got to push and you get hemorrhoids that way. So he said, I'm going to hit you with the emerods. Go ahead.
And with the scab.
Go ahead.
And with the itch.
Yeah, all these little weird diseases that brothers and sisters are getting, the itch, the crabs, right? They were there. Crabs and lice and all these things, man. You walk around just itching. Think about it. What does a crackhead always do? He always scratching. He always think that something's crawling on him. Y'all remember Tyrone Biggums? He was always itching, right? He was always just, what was he itching though? He had the itch. Obviously because of what he was putting in his body. Because that's a curse. Being on drugs, thinking that a drug is your God, it's a curse. But see, that was the repercussion. These are the repercussions of different things that we will be doing. Go ahead.
Wherefore thou canst not be healed.
Yeah. See, the Most High said he was going to give us plagues that we couldn't be healed from. The only thing that was going to heal us, when you read in Wisdom of Solomon, it says the word was going to heal us. Read on.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Yeah, he said he was going to hit us with madness and blindness. Those mental illnesses. You see that? Madness. Like, damn, are you mad? Yeah, madness. Your brain is gone. They ask you that in Jamaica a lot. Are you mad? But not mad like angry. Like, are you mad like insane? Right? Madness. You don't think logically. It says blindness. Physically blind, right? But also spiritually blind. Not able to discern things with wisdom. That's why, think about it. That's why Christ said, you see and you believe, but blessed is the eyes that have not seen and believed. You see that? Because you have some that will be spiritually blind. And our people are spiritually blind because a lot of them don't even think that they're cursed. A lot of our people don't even see like, damn, you grew up in the hood, the slums, the ghettos, that's a curse. They're like, nah, this is the way it's supposed to be. Because they think that heaven got a ghetto. So they think that since I'm in earth in the ghetto, then when I get to heaven, that's going to have a ghetto too, so I'm just where I should be. I said, nigga, what the hell are you talking about? No. So they're blind to the fact of their condition. They're blind to the fact that, you know, the negative that they put out there, like the scripture said, your own wickedness shall correct you. They're blind to the fact that the things they put out there, they're reaping what they sow. That's that blindness. Go ahead.
And thou shalt grope at noonday.
And you see it says an astonishment of heart. Think about it. Our people, whenever they go through things, right? Whenever they go through things, what's the first thing they do?
Oh, no, why?
Oh, God, why? Somebody died in their family. Oh, my God. Jesus, Lord. All of a sudden, they know God. It's like an astonishment. Like the nigga was on the curb selling drugs. Why are you astonished that he got blown away? The dude was pumping crack in his veins. Why are you astonished that he's dead over an overdose? You was eating filthy your whole life, 30 years, eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Or running around, banging random chicks. The dude got 10 kids. 10 different baby dad mamas. Why are you astonished that he got AIDS? Why are you astonished now that he got the itch? Yeah, it's like, but that's our people though. It's like, all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, God did that? Yeah, him did that. Don't be astonished.
I got a definition for astonished.
What you got?
Astonished. A feeling of great surprise and wonder.
Yeah, you like in wonder, like, damn.
Amazement.
Like, how did he get that? Like, yeah, he was running around hitting every chick raw. That's how he caught AIDS. Or he was on the block hanging out with the gangbangers. Don't be not my baby. Oh my, he was so innocent. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. The Most High brought to him what he deserved. Don't be astonished. That's our people though. They get astonished when the Most High starts working. On either end of the spectrum, they get astonished. Right? Not understanding the will of the Most High, not understanding how the Most High is always working. Read on.
Verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And
you should do what?
Grope at noonday as the blind gropeth at darkness.
Think about it. In the noonday, he's basically saying you're going to be blind in the middle of the light. You're going to grope at noonday. You know when you grope for something, you're reaching, you're grabbing. Think about noonday. Noon is the brightest point of the sun. It's the brightest part of the day. He said you're going to be blind. Because when you read up, he said he's going to hit us with blindness and astonishment of heart. Right? So your mind ain't going to be all there. So he said you're going to grope in noonday like the blind grope in darkness. So you know better than the blind man. You see that? Are you understanding what it's saying?
I'm trying to.
Read it one more time.
And thou shalt grope at noonday.
And thou shalt grope at noonday. When you grope, you're grabbing at something.
Right.
So you ever heard a woman say like, oh, he groped me?
Right.
Yeah, he grabbed. But think about noonday. It's the brightest time of the day. Yep. It's noon. 12 o'clock, right? So-called 12 o'clock. That's when the sun is at its brightest peak. So why should I be groping at noonday when it's bright? When the light's right in my face? You shouldn't, right?
Right.
But that's what it's saying, that we're going to be doing that. We're going to be groping. But what are we going to be groping for?
Like, is that saying like they're trying to grope for success?
We're going to be groping for a lot of things. It's just like how we got the wisdom. The light represents the wisdom, right? Yep. So think about it. We got the wisdom, but what do our people grope for? Everything else. They groping for being I got to go be a Muslim. Let me grab that. I got to go be a Christian. Let me grab that. I got to go be a Jehovah's Witness. Let me grab that. But the wisdom is right here in front of you. You see that? So you're no different than a blind man at night. You double blind. A blind man at night is double blind. Think about it. It's nighttime and he's blind. So he's really double blind. Because he can't see in the light or the dark. So you understand that part? Right? Read on.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
Right, because now you're groping and grabbing for the wrong things to lay your foundation on. There's not going to be no prosperity. You see that? What are we building on? Are you building on the wisdom of the Most High? Or are you building on some other God? That's what it's saying. That's why there's no prosperity in our ways. That's why there's no prosperity as a nation in the black and Hispanics ways. Why? Because we don't understand unity. We don't understand Psalms chapter 1 verse 33 where it says the Most High bless the unity. The blessing is commanded through the unity. We don't understand that because we're like, oh no, it's all about me, dog. Yes, I gotta get mine. I gotta do me. YOLO. Those are our favorite things. Everything is about let me do me. Instead of saying, damn, let me see what's on my brother's mind. Let's get the sister involved. Let's get the other bros involved and let's come together. There's safety in a multitude of counsel. Right? 2 heads are better than 1. 2 minds. Right? Woe to that man that is left alone. But that's why there's no prosperity in our ways, because we're always about, let me do me. I can do better all by myself. Can you? Show me one successful man that did it by himself. Everybody had somebody. Everybody had somebody to push you, to motivate you, to be there for you, to pick you up when you fell, right? Else you weren't really successful. Right? Go ahead, read on.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
Yeah, and through that ignorance of thinking that it's all about me, it's all about me. Now it says you shall be only oppressed. The only thing that's going to come from that thinking is oppression. Because every time I try to rise up to the top, guess what's happening? I either got the white man beating me down or I got my own brothers pulling me down. Crabs in a bucket, right? So that's just going to keep the oppression going. I'm catching it from both ways. I'm being pulled down and I'm getting pushed down. Because my mentality is not unity. Right? It's not about the collective. It's about me. Go ahead.
And no man shall save thee.
Go ahead. And no man shall save you. And you know, I love when it says this, because you got those people that try to say, oh, well, that means Christ. Nah, bruh. First of all, what it's talking about when it says no man shall save you, the Huey P. Newtons, the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luthers, why? Because they weren't coming in the foundation of the Most High, like Christ. All those men came to do what? They came to do their own thing. Martin Luther was like, well, let's all join hand in hand. Right? The scriptures say separate. Right? Malcolm X was like, by any means necessary. What does the scripture say? Wait for Christ. Right? The Black Panthers was about their guns. Right? The scripture said that this warfare is spiritual, not carnal. So all these men, all these different black activists, they all came with their own way of trying to save the black man, Hispanic man out of oppression. But guess what? It wasn't what Christ wanted. It wasn't what the Most High wanted. So that's why it says no man shall save you. Because can I save him? Even with the knowledge. Can I ultimately save anyone? No. What can I do? I can present the knowledge and say, listen, choose you this day, life or death. And it's up to you to choose, to take it. And then even when you do say, I'm going to choose life, you got to hold to that. That's up to you. I can't drag you along. You got to drag yourself along. You see that? Well, ultimately, Christ is going to come and save us out of these curses as a whole. And that's what it's about. Ain't no one man going to come and save us out of these curses as a whole, as a nation. Marcus Garvey, let's go back to Africa. For what? That's not our homeland. You see, everybody came with their way of thinking that they can save the black man, Hispanic man, Native American man out of their oppression, but they couldn't. Because their way of doing it wasn't scriptural. The intention was good. I'll commend you for the good intention of wanting to stand up for the people and wanting to do better for the people, but there was a way that Christ wanted it done. And at the end of the day, it was a man coming. What was it going to do? It was going to take away the glory from Christ, from the Most High. It was going to take away the prophecies in Isaiah, right? It's going to take, it would disannul all that. That's why Huey P. Newton and the Black Panthers and Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, that's why they can't save us. Because it wasn't prophesied for them too. You see that? Go ahead, read on.
Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife.
Right. You're going to betroth a wife. Think about it. In slavery, y'all seen Birth of a Nation? Right? What happened in Birth of a Nation? He had his wife, but what happened? Read on.
And another man shall lie with her.
And another man shall what?
Lie with her.
And that's what happened, because what were they doing? The slave owners would get together, have their little parties, right? They basically were having like the first orgies, having their little sex parties. I shouldn't say the first orgies, because they were doing that back in Rome, back in Greece, back in Egypt, right? But what they were doing, they were like, okay, yeah, go pick out the little, whatever little slave chick you want, and you can do whatever you want with her. No matter if she was married or not. No matter if she was promised to another man or not. If you take it to this day, you got a lot of brothers out there that glory in sleeping with another man's woman. They glory in that. Like, oh man, I hit this chick. She had a boyfriend, but I didn't care. You got rappers that rap about it. Future, that's his thing, right?
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yes. What, say it again?
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah, Future, right? He's garbage as hell. Who is that?
That's Trey Songz.
Trey Songz. Oh, Mr. Yeah. He's a homo. Girl, you stealing. But that's the mentality, though. Mr. Steal Your Girl? Like, nigga, get your own. It's like 10 to 1. You got to steal mine? But see, it's a curse. Mr. Steal Your Girl, that is terrible. Go ahead and read on.
God, thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Now think about it. Think about all our Hispanic brothers and sisters. They build. I know when you go to certain states, like Colorado, that whole state was built on the Mexicans' back. They still building up all them houses. But then you know what's sad? They'll build up a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $1 million house and go home to a $400 a month apartment. Right? They'll build a house, but they ain't gonna dwell in it. Look at the White House. We built that. Ain't no Israelite in the White House. There was a black man in the White House, Obama, but he ain't an Israelite. But think about it. We don't even live comfortably in this country that we built. If you want to take it to a bigger scale, we built this whole country. We built this land, and guess what? We can't even call it home. Because they ready to say what? Take your ass back to Africa. Trump got elected. It's like, send them niggas back to Africa. That's where they want to go. Send them back. Right? You can't even feel comfortable in a country that you built. And we shouldn't. This country's wicked anyway. It's filthy, it's dirty, it's defiled. Right? From the rooter to the tutor. From the air to the soil. This country is filthy and defiled. The whole earth. The whole earth. It says the earth is defiled by the inhabitants thereof. So we know the whole earth is filthy.
No.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
You know what else is crazy about this part? Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. When you think about it, our people, even if they did build a house, like say they managed to get out of an apartment, and they managed to get a house, they still can't dwell in it. They can't dwell in it because all their time is spent at a job. So you can't even enjoy that house that you just built.
Yeah.
Or that house that you just bought.
Yeah.
You can't even live there because you can't even dwell there because you're chasing money. You're chasing money at a job so you can maintain the house, or you can even build your own house like your family. But hey, you ain't even gonna dwell with them either. So it's actually
especially if you live on a tight ass budget.
Yeah. Where
your rent's $1,200.
You got a little paycheck.
And your paycheck is $1,200. But you still got other bills. You ain't never gonna be home. You just gonna live. You bought the house, but you can't. You live at work. Why? Because you gotta maintain something that you can't really afford. So the
only time you're at home is when you sleep.
Yeah, I used to do that. There was a time when I was living like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta see that there's a way. The beautiful thing is there's a way for us to get up out of it. Go ahead, read on.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Now, come on, man. Again, you go to you go to states like Florida, all these southern states, right? Where you got your Tropicanas, you got all the sugarcane spots, all the banana, Chiquita, right? We plant that, we gather it. But we ain't gathering it for us. We plant, you gotta see Issachar down there when they gathering up the lettuce. They are cold with it. When they plucking the things out the ground and the truck is moving at 4 or 5 miles an hour, they gotta keep up, and they're just boom. And I'm like, what the hell? These dudes are like machines though. They're so efficient. But they're not reaping none of that. And then on top of that, they probably getting paid $2 an hour. Right. You see that?
Right.
So, you take it to you look at a country like Jamaica. Look at countries like all these Caribbean islands. And I point out Jamaica because Jamaica is one of those countries that grows everything. It could be a self-sustaining island where they never have to import. You know what's crazy about that? They import everything. They import everything.
Dang.
From bananas, they import everything. They import coconuts that grow on trees out there. They import everything. Think about it. Why would I have to buy from you, America, China, when I grow it right here? Because even when they grow it, it ain't for them. These farmers that grow it ain't for them. They grow it for somebody else. They got Blue Mountain coffee in Jamaica. What is that? $100 a pound? Yeah. Something crazy? Talking about coffee, $100 a pound. Think about that. That's some of the most expensive coffee on the earth. And they ain't keeping none of that. That ain't owned by no Jamaicans. Appleton rum, right? That's owned by white folks, man. That ain't owned by no Jamaicans. You farm it, you care it, you watch it grow, you reap it, but not for you. Think about that. Think about it. Just think about you going out every day and breaking your back, blood, sweat, tears, farming for years and never saying, damn, this is my land. These are my crops. Let me gather my crops and take them to the market to go sell them. Hell no. It happens here in America too. Monsanto, right? Monsanto, they got the farming industry on lock. They got it on lock. All that's theirs. And if they find you growing your own seeds, they'll copyright infringement, whatever they want to call it. Right? They'll sue you because you ain't supposed to grow nothing else other than their seed. If you don't have their seeds and some of their crop blows onto your field, onto your land, they suing you for theft. It's like, bro, the wind did that. Don't matter. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt not eat thereof.
Think about, one of the ways they eradicated the North American Indians. The North American Indians, they relied on the buffaloes. They used them for food. They used them for shelter, right? They were very efficient. The white man realized that one of the ways to eradicate them was to starve them. So what they do? They killed all the buffaloes out. So now there's no food. There's no food sources. There's no food. There's no shelter. You know, if you want to take it to that time. But what did the ox represent? Ox represented if you had a few oxen, your money. Right? Go ahead, read on.
Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face.
Go ahead.
And shall not be restored to thee.
But then you got niggas talking about give me 40 acres and a mule. For slavery, you want 40 acres and a mule? You want to go? So you mean to tell me that you've been a slave, busting your ass for 400 years, and you want to go and do more work? Come on, man. You want to go? A mule is only good to do one thing, and that's to plow the earth. That's it. So you gonna pull a mule? 40 acres and a mule? Hell nah. I don't want no damn 40 acres. You took the mule, you killed the ox. I don't want that. I need something better.
You gonna give me 40 acres when you took the whole land?
And then you only want to give me 40 acres? Like, come on. But think about that. Our mentality is so 40 acres and a mule. I like this photo. You see that photo she got up there?
It's crazy.
The one with the all the buffalo they had sitting on top of them. Yeah, that was real. That's real deal. Read on.
Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies.
And
thou shalt have none to rescue them.
Right. So it's showing that our resources, the things that we relied on for food, the things that we sold for money, they will be taken. Right? And you got to look at it even until this day. And that goes back into curse shall be thy basket, thy store. Why? Because at this time, back in this time, yes, the sheep, the oxen, that all represented our wealth. So it's basically showing you that your wealth will be stripped from you. Your monetary wealth. What does the black man have? Oh, I know what he got. $1 and a dream. That's all the black man got is $1 and a damn dream. That's all. That's it. Wake up every day. What would he say? Either you slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. That's all you got to look forward to.
That's it.
Waking up, hitting the block, waking up just in time to get to the liquor store for the 2 for 1, whatever it is, the 2 for 5. I don't know what they got. Wake and bake. That's all niggas look forward to is waking and baking. Yep. How about wake up and brush? Wake and brush. Wake up and brush your damn teeth.
Right.
How about that? Like niggas will smoke a blunt before they go brush their teeth. And then wash it down with a 40 and think that that's living. That ain't living, bruh. I'm sorry. You got women that'll just roll up out of bed and just like be up in the mall at 10 o'clock. Whole body stinking. Trying to be in there stealing. Their whole day is predicated on what am I going to go boost? I'm going to hit PacSun, then I'm going to hit Forever 21, and you know I got to get them Vicky C's, right? Gotta go hit Pink. You stealing from Pink? Come on. But that's where our mind is. Our wealth has been so stripped, we're going to steal things that don't even matter. You stealing jogging suits from Victoria's Secret? And rusty-ass drawers, like...
That everybody else tried on?
That everybody else that tried on? Yeah, they tried those on. Just so y'all know that. Those drawers are pre-tried.
Yeah.
Con.
Yeah, they...
Con.
Everything in there is...
Everything else is bigger than... Con, you better know your sons and wash them first. Read on.
It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
You ever see the movie The Color Purple? What happened with Celie? Danny Glover was knocking her up, got her pregnant, and what happened to her kids? So think about that on a wide, major scale. You ever see Birth of a Nation? What they do to Nat Turner? They took him and put him in the house. They basically took him from his family to put him in the house so he could learn how to read and do all that, right? They couldn't do nothing about it. Even if they said no, it would have still been done. That's what they did during slavery, where you had kids, they were healthy, guess what? They got shipped to a different plantation. Don't have no healthy boy that hit an age of, hit working age. His ass would have been sent to the islands If you were in America, he could have been sent down to the islands and vice versa. That's what happened during slavery. They took our kids, and it was not a damn thing you can do about it. Go ahead, read on.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Yeah, where was our strength? There was none. We had it, but we forsook our strength. We forsook the Most High.
That's it.
Go ahead.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Yeah, think about it. The fruit of our land and all our labors. We didn't know America. We didn't know America. We didn't know Columbus and his crew. But guess what happened? They had us doing hard labor, right? We didn't know Willie Lynch, but Willie Lynch put up a plan to keep the black man working and in slavery. Bring it to this day. Think about it. You go work for, I don't care what company you go work for. You'll never meet the CEO. You'll never meet the head of the company. You'll never meet the owner. You ain't never gonna meet the owner of Kinko's, right? Oh. You ain't never gonna meet the owner of Walmart.
You know what sucks about our people? They be happy when they meet them owners. Like when the CEO comes to, like, oh my gosh, it's him.
Well, they don't care about you.
They go crazy. And it's like, to that CEO, you're just a peasant.
Yeah.
But man, I remember at FedEx, man, they used to talk about the CEO. They were like, oh yeah, he has so much power. He could stop the airplane if he wanted to. Like he could stop everything.
Nigga, raise my check.
Yeah.
And they always call him by his full name. They don't just say, oh, it's Jerry.
Yeah, it's Jerry Brockheimer. Yeah, it's Jerry Lewis. He's in the building. Like, who gives a damn?
Right?
Who gives a damn? Go ahead. But no, and it says, but the fruit of thy land and all thy labors. Think about it. Think about how much work we put in on our 9 to 5s. Think about how much work you put in for these companies. You'll never meet the CEO, but you'll go bust your ass for him. You're going to work hard for master. I got to give him 110,000%. But then now when it comes to your nation, you half-ass it. I only got flyers. Now I can only do that once a week. And class, I can only show up maybe for half class. Oh, y'all in class for 3 hours? Yeah, I'm going to show up late and then I'm going to leave early. But for work, you show up late, you show up early, you leave late, and then think you're doing something. And you're happy about that. Our people are happy about that. About over-investing for a person you'll never meet. Y'all niggas don't know the CEO of y'all jobs. Y'all don't know the owners of y'all jobs. Who met the owner of Walmart? Y'all mean blacks and Hispanics work at Walmart? Welcome to Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. Oh, can I check your bag? Can I check your receipt? Y'all mean blacks and Hispanics work in these white-owned establishments and they never met the boss? But if you give your whole heart for him, I'll die for Walmart. Con, you do that. Please. Go ahead, read on.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
Go ahead.
So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
And all you can do is just be mad as hell about it. The scriptures say oppression. Well, this is the thing. The scriptures say oppression make a wise man mad. Why is he mad? Because he actually recognizes his condition. Right. Niggas out there just mad because they can't get ahead. They just mad because all they got to look forward to is their tax money and not getting eaten up because they owe child support, or they owe some other obligation, or they owe taxes from last year, so they mad as hell, like, damn, took my tax money. They mad because they can't move the way they want to move in wickedness. That's why they're mad. They ain't sitting back like, damn, how come I'm doing the right things and I'm not getting ahead? Because they're not doing the right things. You understand that? You with us so far? Go ahead, read on.
Verse 34, 35. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head.
But let's just go into all these different ailments. Think about our people. What they got? Hypertension, arthritis, right? Cats is catching the gout. But where do you get these things from? Diabetes. Where do you get these from? What you eat. Showing you. You don't keep that dietary law. Next thing you know, you got the gout, worms in your gut, and arthritis at 30. can't be 30 years old with arthritis, carpal tunnel. You know, you got all these ailments. Because why? We're not eating the right foods. Go ahead.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right.
And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
Right. And I mean, let's be honest. What king do we have? At this day and age, what king do we have? None. But if you want to look at what they consider that represents the black people, who Al Sharpton and the other fool, Jesse Jackson, they don't represent me. They might represent the majority of the blacks, right? They don't represent me, but they're the ones that'll go and deal with the white folks and get you to break the law. That's the thing. They'll go and get with Esau, right? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and convince you that Christ ain't black. You see that? They'll do that. They'll convince you that it's all about who was the cat? We had seen him at the Martin Luther King rally. Black dude, I forget his name. See, he's on CNN, man. Black guy, slick hair. But his message was, go get a job. Go get a job. Go get a job. Go get a job. Keep working. Keep working. Keep working. His message wasn't the Bible, Christ, salvation. It was, go work for the white man. Keep working. You see that? So when it says a king, we didn't put him as king, but you got some people, some of our people that look at him as the representation. And what is he doing? Keeping us off the law. By just saying, go get a job, go get a job. That's all we got to do to be right. That's what's going to save the nation. Work, work, get your 40 acres and a mule. That's what's going to save us. Right? Go ahead, read on.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
A what?
An astonishment.
Read.
A proverb.
Yeah, because when they look at you, when you go to other countries, think about it. Or when the Chinese, it's funny, man, we be in the mall working, and you got a lot of Chinese people that walk through there, and they look at you like, oh my God. They want to take photos with you to send back to China because you're an astonishment. They're like, damn, I never seen one of those. Yep. You're like Bigfoot. You ain't never seen Bigfoot, right? But they see a black man, they're like, wow, I got to show my friends. They start taking photos with you to send back. Oh yeah, you're an astonishment. They hear all these things about you. They see you on TV, running around, jumping, throwing balls and hoops like a little monkey, right? Throwing gloves in somebody else's face, fighting like a damn savage. They see you doing all these things on sports. They see you on stage chucking and jiving, dancing, singing, right? Like the court jeckler, what they call it? The court jester. Like the court jester, right? They hear you cracking jokes because you're a comedian. They see it on TV and they're amazed. But then when they see you in real life, they're like, damn. Come, take photo for me and my family. That's them. You're an astonishment. Read on.
A proverb.
And then you become a proverb. Read.
And a byword.
And a byword. Nigga, kata, darky, spick, coon, porch monkey, wetback, beaner, thug, chicano, black, chicana, right? Sereno, Sarenya, Chola,
cartel, gangster, pimp,
cabron, all that. You all these things.
Right.
You a pimp, right? You a monkey. You all these things, man. You're all these things. When it says proverb and byword, that's what they look at you as. There's a word for nigga in every language.
Come on.
Right? Back in the scriptures, it was niger. Mm-hmm. Right? It was niger. It was Greek for nigga. They had a word back then. Back in Acts 14, they had a word back then for the black man. Called them niger. Look at them niggas over there. That's what they were saying. Dang. Yeah, look at them black menses. Right? Go ahead, read on.
Among all nations.
Among who?
All nations.
All nations look at us like this. Not just our own. Not just the white man. It's all nations that look at us like this. We're at Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And she basically has some questions on, just for everybody that walked in, She had some, we're just going from Deuteronomy 28 and 27 down, and then we're going to jump. But just edifying some of these points that she wasn't understanding. Right? Go ahead.
Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Right. So no matter where you go, you a nigga. Like Kanye said it best. You got a Benz, but to them you just a nigga in a Benz. Don't matter what you got. Look at that nigga with some Adidas. You a nigga with a Benz. Look at that nigga with a nice house. The niggas is coming up. No matter what. That's what you are to them. You either a paycheck or a byword or a proverb or an astonishment or entertainment. That's all we are to the nations. It's entertainment. That's all they care about. Can't wait for the BET Awards. Why? Niggas gonna come out, they gonna wear some weird stuff, Kanye might be there drunk, he might jump on stage, say something reckless. That's all they wait for. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they gonna dance.
Yeah, you gonna dance around for Master, right? You gonna dance around for all the record execs that are all white, for the BET owner that's white. I mean, come on, man. When we gonna wake up and see it? I can't even stand watching them award shows. I haven't watched that in years.
Gone.
You know what's wild? It was All-Star Weekend. I didn't even know. If it wasn't for like Instagram, I watch like I look at shoes, like sneakers. Mm-hmm. So they were showing like the All-Star edition of certain shoes, and I'm like, damn, it's already All-Star Weekend. Like, yeah. I'm like,
I missed it.
Yeah. Dunk contest, but it's all just entertainment for everybody else. Mm-hmm. Like, look how high he jumps. What about, look at how he solves problems with wisdom. Ain't nobody asking the black man to do that. But they'll tell you to go jump from the free throw line. They'll tell you to run a 40 in 10 seconds. But they ain't telling you to solve the world's problems with wisdom. They ain't doing that. Go ahead, read on.
Con, verse 38. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field.
Again, and it goes back to this. Like, we gonna labor and work our asses off. You gonna carry much seed. Go ahead.
And shall gather but little in it.
Yeah, no matter how much you go and plant, you're gonna gather little because the Most High cursed you. The Most High said, you didn't believe on me. So guess what? You're gonna go to work 40 hours, 50 hours of OT, and guess what's gonna happen? All that money is gonna get took in taxes. If you want to take it to today. Ain't that what happened? Mm-hmm. If you don't change that tax bracket, if you don't change them deductions, right, for that check, what's going to happen? What's up?
Oh, even when you do that, you still owe at the end of the year.
Yeah, you still owe at the end of the year, right? Oh, yeah. Because why? No matter, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you don't put the 40 in, if you put the 40 in, you get the regular paycheck. Now you got to say, damn, if I put in more than 10 hours of OT, I'm going to jump into the next tax bracket. So I can only put in like 7.5 hours of OT to get like an extra 40 cents. Right? It's like you got to do all this math just to make it.
I did that. I was like, man, I need to stay at like 7 hours and a half.
Yeah.
Time. I can't do more than that.
That's what it was. If you made more than 50 hours, you went up to the next tax bracket. So they start taxing you harder. Yeah. The more you worked, the harder you got taxed, the less you brought in. That's just on a monetary money job. But if you look at it, think about it. We put our spirit into so much other negative. We put our spirit into everything, right? That's not the Most High. And then we wonder why we don't make it. Like, we wonder why we ain't the best drug dealer. You ain't never going to be the best nigga. You ain't supposed to be drug dealing. You wonder why you'll never own the NBA or never own your own, the black man will never own his own league. It ain't meant for you to own, it ain't meant for you to be the damn ball player. It ain't meant for you to do that. That's what we got to understand. You want to own your own league so you can just continue to be a slave? You understand that?
Go on.
Get the one in Jeremiah real quick where it says, you know what I'm talking about. Read on.
Yeah. For the locust shall consume it.
For the what?
Locusts shall consume it.
Think about it. All your hard-earned work gonna get ate up by some bugs. All your hard-earned work is getting destroyed by some pestilence. Because why? It wasn't built on the Most High. Go ahead, read on. Read this real quick. Just on the points, man, that I'm making about our work ethic and who we work for. You know, and this is our problem where we're so comfortable with working for these other nations, being enslaved to these other nations, and thinking that we need things from these other nations. Not understanding that, yo, we could build our own at any time if we just got in the right mind. We don't gotta go to the white man for anything. The Hispanic, we don't gotta go to the Indians. We don't gotta go to them for anything if we got our minds right. But this is our problem. Read this. This is Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant?
It's a question. Were we made to be servants? How? When he said we be above all people on the earth. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. How the hell can you be the servant but be on top? No, we weren't made to serve. Go ahead.
Is he a homeborn slave?
Well, yeah. Right now we are. We're in slave, man. We're in like slave 5.0. We're in like slave 110% mode. But spiritual slaves. The white man, they got to beat you to get you to work now. All you do is just dangle a paycheck. He dangles some numbers. He dangled $13.50 an hour. And you like, oh, $13.50? I ain't never made that before. Let me go see what that sellout's going to be like. Right? First, $6.50. I remember when minimum wage was like $6.25. I was a kid making that. Thought that was some dope. $6.25 on part-time after it was all done. You made $500 in 2 weeks. At 16, that was some dough. Right? But imagine them cats out here still making that. You got people that still make a minimum wage in their 40s, 50s, and been making it. Why? Because it's a way to keep you oppressed and keep you coming back. I'm only making, what's the minimum wage now? $7.25? Yeah. Something only went up $1. Minimum wage only went up $1 in 15 years?
Time.
Are you serious?
I think it's more than that.
It gotta be more than that, man. Come
Well,
on.
some places it's like 10, 9.
Well, no, yeah. I know Seattle raised their minimum wage to like $15 an hour.
Cali is like 10 now.
Oh my God, you can't even put like.
It's still $7.25 though.
Where?
Here.
Here? Yeah, Texas is slow. You got Seattle making $15 an hour in fast food spots to flip burgers. And even that, we ain't supposed to be like, oh yeah, 15, let me go get that. Yeah. You go own your own burger spot. Go create your own corporation. Yeah. But the mentality is, we want to be the homeborn slave. You want to be the house nigga, living comfortable, acting like it's not slavery, when it still is. Just because you in the slave master's house don't mean it ain't slavery. All right? Because guess what? He's using you in some way, shape, or form. Read on. We're all finished that.
Oh, why is he spoiled?
Yeah. Why are you spoiled?
I get one too.
Yeah, you get one. You get all of them.
Can I get Haggai chapter 1 and verse 5?
I know y'all have questions online. We're probably not going to be able to get to them. I want to get into this class. So just hold the questions.
Haggai
We'll hit the class, and then if we got time after, we'll get to questions online. But I definitely want to get into this class. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Haggai chapter 1, verse 9.
Verse 5.
Salah. Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore, thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
So the Most High wants us to consider our ways.
Uh-huh.
Because that's the problem with our people. We don't consider anything. We don't think about anything.
Right.
So it's like, when you look at it, we've been freed from, we haven't been in physical slavery for like over 100 years now.
Yeah.
And you still meet people that'll say, I'm the first person to graduate out of college from my family. But why? Because our people, they don't consider nothing. We're homeborn slaves. So we don't want nothing better. So that's why you'll have somebody that's 40, 50 years old that's still working a minimum wage job. Because they're not considering, damn, let me step outside the box and try to do something better. Let me try to, it's like, not to throw her under the bus, but my mom's been working at this daycare for over 10 years. You know what I mean? And she should own it. She should own her own.
Or start her own damn daycare.
But she could have been building. Like, just because that's where you started, when you came here, you could have been building. You could have went to school, got a better job, kept it moving, kept building. But see, our people don't consider anything. We stay stuck in the cycle. We live, and I love I love and hate trap music because trap music tells you the truth. They put the name trap on it for a reason, because you're trapped, and they're telling you, they're putting the trap on you.
Right.
All they talk about is selling crack and having sex with all kinds of women. But then you listen to that and you watch your family, you watch your friends, you watch your cousins, your older brothers, these people that you look up to grow up, sell crack, end up being in jail 10 years, 25 years, or end up being shot or killed. Those same cousins, you end up watching them have all forms of STDs and AIDS. You're stuck in this trap. You end up being put on child support because you're knocking all these women up. The women, they love it, so they get into this trap mentality, and they never once consider their ways until it's like too late. But they don't pass it down to the next generation either. So the next generation don't even think of anything. They just think, you ask this generation coming up right now, what do you want to be? They're like,
somebody's baby mama.
They just want to be famous.
Yeah, I just want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, I want to be, man, it's crazy. They just want to be, they want to be known. They want to be seen. They don't think outside the box. A lot of our women, this is not a shot at any of our women, but a lot of our women, when you ask them, what are you going to school for? They'll tell you, I'm going to be a nurse. Or I'm going to do this. But the majority of it is I'm going to be a nurse. You don't ever hear, oh, I'm going to be this. I'm going to go and study and get my master's in something like this and get my master's in something like that. But
and open up my own healthcare facility.
It's
always like, I'm going to go work, I'm going to be a nurse because it's easy, it's minimal, I don't got to put my spirit into it. Everyone can get in, you can be an idiot and go be a nurse as long as you just learn, right? But now I don't have to commit to anything more. I can just be settled in being a nurse because our people, they want to be slaves to somebody else. It ain't about advancing. It's never about let me be a nurse, then a doctor, and a business major. That way I can get the experiences I need to own my own.
Okay. You could show you could show someone else that somebody in my race can do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of other nations, a lot of Hamites, a lot of Elamites, East Indians, and Arabs, they do that. So like their kids grow up and they're like, oh yeah, my dad's a doctor.
Yeah.
Or my mom's a doctor. And then they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go do the same. I'm gonna aim high, but our people aim low, man. And we don't ever think, we don't consider anything that we do. Keep reading.
Verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little.
And that's the point I was making. This is the point I wanted to make is we choose the jobs where we're gonna be working our asses off, but we don't bring in anything. We bust our ass, man. When you're a nurse, you work like 12-hour shifts. Am I right?
You work the what do you call it? The sailor shift, where it's like 4 12s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 12. 3 12s and 4 days off.
3 12. Oh, okay. Yeah. I used to work in a nursing home. And I used to see them CNAs in there just struggling. They wanted to die. If it wasn't the patients, it was the other nurses they had to deal with.
Yeah.
But it was just the nature of the job.
Right.
But it's like they never say, you know what, let me own my own thing. Let me become the owner and make the rules. It was always like, you know what? This sucks, but guess what?
Just do it. Homeborn slave.
It pays the bills.
Homeborn slave. We don't even think of a way to get out of it, you know? We don't try. But it says, yeah, so much and bring in little. Our people work hard as hell. And we have nothing to show for it. Still to this day. But that's why it's important. That's why it's important, like with us, to keep building ourselves and to keep growing, because we can show them, man, you can, it's more. It's more to it. Keep reading.
Ye eat, but have not enough.
Yeah, you eat. But what are we eating? Because it says we eat, but what are we eating? The majority of our people eating fast food, man. McDonald's, they eating garbage. You go to grocery stores, even that's garbage. We eat the stuff that they pump into us to make us want to eat. Everything has bacon in it. Everything has pork.
High fructose corn syrup.
High fructose corn syrup. Shrimp.
To make you addicted.
And our people, we don't even consider what we're eating. We start catching diabetes, cancer, arthritis.
Never give up my pig.
Yeah.
The doctor will tell you dying from pig. He didn't say it like that, but he said it like that. You dying from pig. And the black man is like, not my poke. Can't give up my poke. My ham hocks, my pig ears, pickled pig feet, right? Chitterlings. You eating pig rectum?
Oh man.
Yeah, pig anus, boneless. How you get boneless pig anus?
I seen the pack.
Yeah.
It said.
How was there even a bone there?
It said pig butt.
Was it boneless? I seen the one that said boneless.
Hey, you know what's funny?
How you eat that?
When I was working at FedEx, man, I trained this lady. Right? And she was from Mississippi. So, you know, all she grew up on was like just shrimp, crab, lobsters, and all that.
Oh, yeah.
But she eats, I told her I don't eat pork. And she was like, really? She was like, I eat every part of the pig. Every part. And I was like,
from the rooter to the tutor.
Damn, but she had her intestines removed.
Oh.
Because
the pig was ripping her guts out.
All that negative food that she ate, all the unclean food, ripped her apart. She was only like 30.
Damn.
But she had her intestines had to be removed.
She had to have it's called a bowel resection. They cut out some of your gut.
She kept eating the pig?
Yeah, because it's like the scriptures say, she didn't consider. My people do not consider. So even when it's like, damn, I'm dying from something, let me figure out what it is. Let me change my diet. Nah, our people don't consider.
Don't even care, yeah. Because I mean, I even told her, I was like, that's why you're like this. That's why you're going through this. She was like, her stomach has so much scars on it because she's had multiple surgeries for that. It wasn't just one; she had multiple.
Yeah.
And it was funny, man, because we were riding and she like just had the surgery, so she couldn't eat anything solid.
Ooh.
So we went to DQ and she had got the sundae and she was like, yeah, I could eat it. And like a small piece of banana she had ate. She's not supposed to eat anything solid. So it like came back out. So we're like, she's like in the passenger seat of the FedEx truck, and she like opens the door, and then just
vomits.
And then like she just sat back down and just wiped her mouth, and just sat like nothing happened. I was like, I was like, golly. But as you can see, it says our people don't consider. She don't even care. She don't care. That's why she keeps eating it. But that's our people, man. They don't care about anything.
I'm surprised she didn't blend up some bacon inside the ice cream. Yeah.
Probably did. Tried to sneak it.
Bacon smoothie.
But yeah, keep reading, brother.
Ye drink, but ye are not filled.
Yeah, we drink, but we're not. Yeah, we drink, and we can never get filled. We're always coveting something. We never have enough. We're never filled. Keep reading.
Ye clothe you, but there is none warm.
Keep reading.
And he that earneth wage to put them into a bag with holes.
And that's the microcosm of everybody right now. We go to work. We go to work, and everything that we earn, we put it into a bag, man, that has holes in it. We put it into our pocket got holes in it. It's funny, man, like, you'll talk to a lot of our people and they'll be like, it's like every time I take a step forward, I take a step back. I take a step forward, I take a step back. Or I take one step forward, 2 steps back. They're always in this cycle. I get a job, but I don't have the wisdom to keep the job, so I lose the job. Or I get the job, and I'm like Kevin Gates. I work 4 or 5 jobs. I can never get tired, but I'm addicted to drugs. I'm addicted to weed, or I'm addicted to pills. I'm addicted to something. So that's where all my money goes, is to weed. And I just burn my money up for a little 10-minute high, 20-minute high, 30-minute high. And then you waste more money on junk food, or you waste your money on liquor. What's up?
And then they say, man, I don't see where all my money's going.
Exactly. Exactly. Or it's being wasted on. It's crazy, man. You go to the club and you just throw it.
Make it rain. People still make it rain.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, and they take pride in that too, man. It's so funny, though. It's so funny, man. Our people take pride. They'll put it in the music. I go into the strip club with trash bags full of money, and I just throw it. But then when you hear about that tax, when you hear this person owes the IRS or this person owes tax, I'm like, good. I'm happy. I'll pop a bottle for them.
Should be making it rain at the IRS.
But yeah, we'll finish it up. Verse 7.
Verse 7. Thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
Yeah, consider your ways, Israel. Are you a homeborn slave, or are you gonna work for the Most High? You gonna change? Because I mean, we getting killed. I mean, just because you know the truth, just because you know the truth, it doesn't mean you're not in a slave mentality, or you don't have a slave mindset. A lot of us still do, and a lot of us don't consider our ways. We don't examine ourselves to see, like, damn, why do I keep ended up in this position, or why does the Most High have me in this position? Or why am I in this state right now? A lot of times we don't consider it. We don't actually look at our lives and see, damn, what's my weaknesses? What's my negative attributes? Let me attack it. If you got a strength, if something's your strength, that's good. That's tawab. But let me attack. Let me get better. Let me turn my weaknesses into a strength. But yeah, that's all I had on it.
Jump back. So you with us so far, right? Jump back. So I'm gonna jump now so we can get into class.
Two more, 51.
Uh-huh. Go to verse. Jump to verse 45. Deuteronomy 28 and 45.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45.
Uh-huh.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee.
And shall what?
Pursue thee.
Go ahead.
And overtake thee.
Right.
Till thou be destroyed.
Go ahead.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee.
Right. So he said the curses are going to pursue us. It don't matter where you go, they're going to chase you down. And they're going to overcome you. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run to the cliffs, they're going to fall on you. You can go in the ocean, you're going to drown. You can go in the sky, you're going to die of oxygen deprivation. You can go under the earth, it's going to collapse. No matter where we go as a people, the curses are going to pursue us. And they have. No matter what land we go to, we're cursed. No matter where we're at on any continent, there's always a section of Negro that's going through these curses. It don't matter. You go to India, there's Negroes over there. There's black Negroes, Israelites over in India from slavery, from slave time. And what they section them off and treat them like they ain't nothing. There's different, wherever you go, man. I think somebody's in there. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, read verse 47.
Come, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness, and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
Right.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Wait, who sent them against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Go ahead.
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
Right. You want to go get some food? Who you got to go to? There's a Chinese store in every hood. Right? There's a Chinese store in every hood. They'll pump you full of that fake rice. That plastic. I was watching a video, they were showing how they're making the rice with plastic. I was like, wow. That's why I'm killing all rice. I'm done. I've been off that, like rice though. They pumping us full of just filth. So now you gotta go get your food from them. It's all bad. It's all bad, no matter what. They can say it's halal. It might not be. Because you know the black man coming to eat it now. The black man is kind of waking up to what he eats. So we're going to say it's halal, but it ain't really halal. Right? Read on.
And in thirst.
Yeah. There's a liquor store in every hood. Not ran by a black man. There's a liquor store in every hood, especially in Houston. There's either a Chinese man or a Middle Easterner man that runs these liquor stores. So you thirsty? You got to go to him. You want to go get you some milk? You got to drink pus. Right? You want that almond milk, coconut milk? You don't have to charge for that. You don't have to come out of pocket for the good stuff. Go ahead.
And in nakedness.
Yeah. You want your clothes? You want the best? If you call it the best, you want the Louis, right? You want the Vera Wangs, right? The red bottoms. You have to come up off some dough. And Jimmy Choos, right? But it don't matter what it is. It's all overpriced. It's all overpriced because none of it don't cost nothing but like $5 to make. But you go to Victoria's Secret and spend like $70 for a pink sweatshirt. Oh, they gave me the free bag. So I spent $70 to get the free fanny pack.
That you never use.
And nigga, what are you talking about? That fanny pack is worth 50 cents. They charge you more in taxes than if the fanny pack was worth. Like, come on. I be seeing these chicks running to Victoria's Secret like, they're giving away free yoga mats. Like, but you don't exercise. What are you talking about? I gotta spend $70 to get a yoga mat that's only worth 10 cents. Like, come on. They got our people bamboozled, man. Our people think that if we save money, it's a deal. Nigga, just don't spend the money. That's the deal.
God.
It's a better deal. You ain't getting a deal because you saved money. Just don't spend it. Like,
how you saving money when you spending
when you
money?
spending it? It don't matter how much you save, you have to give something up. How about not give none of it up? And you'll be saving all your dough. But see, where the mind be at? Like, it was on sale, girl. The better sale is if you didn't spend that money. Care if it was 2 for 1. I don't give a damn how much money they took off. If they didn't bring it down the cost, then it ain't worth it. Read on.
And in one of all things.
And everything you want, you got to go to somebody else. Because guess what? The Black, Hispanic, Native American don't own nothing. They don't have the ambition to own anything. They don't have the ambition to build as a collective, as a nation. We don't have the ambition to do for ourselves. Some of us do. Some of us do. But even the ones that look at Black Wall Street, they did for themselves, but they messed that up. You can't have a bank and wealth and all that without having a damn army. Come on, you got your whole city blown up by a crop duster. Come on. You mean to tell me they took out a whole town with a low-flying crop duster? Like, come on. You had all that wealth, but guess what? You ain't had no guns. But see, the wisdom tells you to get your guns up. Get an army. It's the first thing you need for any nation. You got to be able to defend it. When the time comes to defend it, you got to be able to defend it so it keeps going. Because as soon as you start to prosper, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to want to come in and get some of that. But see, there was no wisdom. They thought like, oh yeah, we separate from the white, we separate, we doing our own thing. Ain't nobody going to bother us. They just going to let us prosper over here. Hell nah. Envy, jealousy, and covetousness is what got that town destroyed. And lack of preparation. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have been destroyed.
And these days, they ain't got to put no yoke of iron on your neck. That yoke of iron is a paycheck. I got to get my 401k up, my health insurance. That's the yoke. Or I got to go get the new J's. I got to get the new iPhone. I got to get the new 2017. What year are we in? 2018 now. It's 3 months in. I got to get the 2018 out. So I ain't there. Got to keep my nails did. My bundles got to be tight. That's the yoke for the Black and Hispanic. It's wild when you see Hispanic chicks putting weave in their hair now. I'm just like, damn, y'all putting weave? Y'all. But see, it gotta, whatever the Black man does, everybody else follows. But see, we do things to our detriment. Where now, if I don't have the weave, I can't leave my house. If I don't have the new bundle, I'm gonna go out and steal it. I'm gonna go out and steal the Victoria's Secret, the stuff from PacSun. I'm gonna go steal because I gotta have it. That's the mental yoke. My job, my church, my religion. You ain't got to put a yoke of iron, a physical yoke. That been took off. 100 years ago, they took that off of you. But now you got that mental yoke of iron. The media, the entertainment, my music videos. I got to be a star. You're going to be a star. Right? I need DJ Khaled. Right? Mental yoke. Read on.
Come. For the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Right?
From the end of the earth, as swift as a eagle flight.
Right. So what nation flies under the flag of the eagle? America, right? But so did the Greeks, the Romans, right? All these nations flew under that flag, the eagle. And then when you even go into this, it's a twofold meaning. It goes into Alexander the Great. He conquered the known world, right? He conquered the known world faster than any conqueror. It took him 12 years to conquer the known world. What did he fly under? What flag? The eagle. You see that? You understand that? Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
And we didn't understand their language. That's why they had to beat it into us. What's your name, boy? Kunta. Kunta Kente. No, your name's Toby. Right? And they whooped our language out of us and whipped English into us. You see that? We didn't understand whatever they spoke. We spoke our language. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance.
Right. Go ahead.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
And you got to see it. Think about it. Think about all the people that's been shot dead by the cops. A lot of them been kids. Tamir Rice, that was a little kid. Mike Brown, he was a kid. Trayvon Martin, he was a kid. These was kids, but they don't care. The white man don't care. And then when you see the video of the police officer punching Granny on the side of the highway, y'all seen that? Oh. This happened like last year. He was literally snuffing her out on the side of the highway. This old ass lady, he was just punching her in the face like ground and pound, like a UFC wrestler. Mounted over her and was just rocking her to death. And I was like, damn, it's a grandma. But guess what? Deuteronomy 28:50 said it would happen. A nation of fierce countenance. They don't care. They don't care how old you are. They don't care how young you are. Because when they went to the island of Hispaniola, when they wanted to cut them babies out of wombs, they didn't give a damn that a woman was pregnant. They cut them babies out. Cut them breasts off. Castrated the men. When they was hanging us back in Mississippi, when they called it strange fruit, that strange fruit didn't have no age. Didn't matter what age you were. They was hanging little boys. They had little boys hanging little boys. They didn't care. They didn't give a damn. They still don't give a damn. Don't care how old you are, how young you are, they'll shoot your ass. They'll pop you. They'll put bullets in you. They'll jail you. You know, they got the story about the little boy. They compare it to Emmett Till, where they gave him like a life sentence at like 7 years old, way back. I'm like, what? He stole something. And they gave this dude like 50 years, and he wasn't even 12. I was like, damn. But look at Emmett Till. Look how they did him. How old was Emmett Till? He was young.
How old was he?
He was 14.
Yeah, he's 14 years old. But look how they did him. Because they say he whistled at a woman, some white woman. And what they do? They dismantled his whole face. Couldn't even recognize him. They don't care, man. They don't care. They don't care then. They don't care in slavery, and they don't care now. They don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your twin babies. They don't give a damn. They'd rather take them babies and put them in foster care. That's what they'd rather do. Take your babies, put them in foster care so somebody else can tote around your beautiful black children. Kill them and then use them for their organs. Or something, or put them, or make them basketball players or football players for their entertainment, for their money. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Go ahead.
And the fruit of thy land.
And that's what they did. That's what they did. I mean, when you deal with the Native Americans, that's what they did. When they came in, they took the land and they took everything in the land. The fruit of the land was the animals. All the crops, all the things that grew. They took that. They ate it up. Go ahead.
Until thou be destroyed.
Right. Like I said earlier, this is one of the ways they got rid of some of the natives. Killing off all the buffalo. Killing off the food source. Go ahead.
Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep.
Right. And remember, back then, all these things represented our wealth. The sheep, the oil, the vineyards, it represented a man's wealth. So what is it saying? That they're going to strip you of your wealth. And that's what they did. Along with our nationality. Along with our land. They stripped your wealth. You don't have no wealth. The black men ain't got no wealth. Niggas is just rich. Right? And it's not wealth. Yeah, and they're not even rich. You might be a thousandaire, but do you got real wealth? Like Donald Trump got wealth. He's not only rich, he got wealth because he owns things that he can just like literally say, here you go, son. Here you go, daughter. Here you go. Here he could part things out and still have his cut. And then those things could be handed down the hand. That's real wealth, if you want to look at a material sense. But we got away from the wealth of the Most High, and our true belief. You see that? Was that it? Oh, read verse 52.
And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down.
Right.
Wherein thou treadest down throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all the land which the Lord thy God hath given thee.
Right. And so this goes into like the prophecy of 70 AD when Titus, right, General Pompey, when they went and they besieged Jerusalem. And I did a class on that. I did a whole class on, and it was based off of this scripture. Yeah, I did a whole class. You could throw that in the text or somebody texted her. But yeah, that's what it's going into. When the Roman Empire sacked Jerusalem, right? What they did, they occupied it, and then they went in and they killed all the Jews. And this is when Christ was telling us, when you see the desolation of Jerusalem, flee to the mountains. This is how the Israelites ended up in Africa. Yeah, we fled from Israel. They were killing, they were persecuting, they killed Christ, and they were going through and wiping out all the Jews, the Romans. And Christ told us, when you see the desolation, flee to the mountains. The mountains were west. We fled into Africa. That was the only way to blend in. We fled west, out of Israel. Egypt, we went to Egypt, we went to, we went to East Africa, and then we end up in West Africa, obviously, because that's where they shipped us off at. But we end up in East Africa. And then from there, what happens? We fight with the Africans for like 1,500 years. So imagine what happens when you're occupied by the Romans. What was it? The Roman occupation was how long? You remember? I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah. When we were besieged, it was like 3 years. They wiped us out. But then think about it. You run to another country. And when they wiped out Jerusalem, it wasn't just the people. It was the documentation, the artifacts. They were destroying the temple, destroying our books, right? Then you go into Africa with none of that stuff, but you look like the Africans. And then what happens? You're there for so long, you start to assimilate, and take on their customs. Some of us did, some of us fought, right? Because they wanted to enslave us. And they end up doing it. Because then the white man came, the Indians came. White man came with the ships, the Indians with the guns, right? The Africans with the manpower. There you go. That's how we get slavery. That's how we get here to America. They take us to the west coast of Africa and ship us off. That's why you got people thinking that, you got Israelites thinking that they're Africans. Because of the fact that we were there so long. You see that? Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Con. All right. I mean, I know I took some time on that, but definitely wanted to get. I know you got questions online. We'll hold them. We're gonna go into this La Clasa. 8:39. We got time. Yeah, good hour and 20 minutes to hit some of these scripts. Right. So what's the topic?
The topic is coward, and how the Most High doesn't deal with cowards.
So we can put the topic as. Man, I got a lot of topic in my head, but yeah, I'll get you the topic. I'll text it.
Let me get this. 1 Corinthians chapter 28 and verse 20. 1 Corinthians chapter 28 and verse 20. And this is what David said to his son Solomon. Go ahead.
Say it again for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 Chronicles.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 20. And this is what David said to his son Solomon right before David passed.
1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
And David said unto Solomon his son, be strong and of good courage.
He said what to him?
Be strong and of good courage.
Go ahead.
And do it.
that do it that he's talking about when he says be strong and of good courage and do it, he was talking about building the temple. He was telling Solomon to build the temple. Go ahead.
Fear not, nor be dismayed.
So what we're doing here, what we're doing now as Israelites, coming back to the truth, we have to be strong and we have to be of good courage. Because you can see like the odds are against us. But what are we doing? We're building back the temple. We're building, because the temple dwells in us. We're building back the temples of our people that's destroyed. Our people's destroyed. So it's like David's talking to us right now. We got to build them back. And even standing in their face telling them the truth, correcting them, showing them the right way, and they don't want to hear it. We got to still be strong. We can't break. We got to still show them where they off at. Show them the right way. It says when they make their faces hard, or like Flint, you make your face like an adamant. I know I butchered the scripture, but when they become hard, you got to become harder than them.
You can't run it.
You can't
run away, right? You can't just run off because they made their face hard. You can't just, for lack of better terms, you can't just soften up, right? You got to show some courage.
Most I don't deal with that, especially in this time. If you're not hard, I hate to put it like this, but if you're not a hard brother or a hard sister, how are you going to be? I put it like this: if you're not a strong brother or a strong sister, if you can't take correction, if you can't take reproof, how are you going to be able to show the next brother that's more destroyed than you, or the next sister that's more destroyed than you? How are you going to be able to show them? How are you going to be able to teach them? That's why it says we got to be strong, though. We have to be. Because remember, we're going to be telling them certain things, and they're going to be like, am I going to become your enemy because I tell you the truth? So the Most High, our war is not physical right now. Our war is spiritual. The weapons of our warfare is spiritual. So we got to be strong spiritually. We got to be strong to be able to battle our old man. We can't be scared to battle our old man and his weak and the deficiencies we got, the negativities we got. Got to be strong. Read.
Fear not, nor be dismayed, for the Lord God, even my God, will be with thee.
Yeah, the Most High is with us. At first there is a willing mind, right? It's according to a man hath and not what he had not. The Most High.
You can't have that fear.
Can't have.
That's the thing. The one thing you can't have is fear. The Most High ain't with you if you're fearful. You gotta have that boldness, like David had. Think about it. David ran up and said, "Who is this filthy, uncircumcised Philistine that's talking bad about the Most High?" David wasn't about that coward. He wasn't about that coward-ish. David was like, "Listen, bruh, who the hell is you? I know what name I come in. Like Christ. Think about it. Think about if Christ was running around town scared and spooky. Would nothing get done? Like, oh, we can't go there because them cats over there is dangerous. Oh, we can't go to this town because why? Them cats over there might kill us. We can't go over here because they're looking at us." It said Christ hung out with the publicans and with the sinners.
Yeah, he was in the hood.
He was in the damn hood. He was in the ghettos and the slums, just like us.
Well, you know what's worse about that too? When you look at Christ, when you look at Peter, when you look at Paul, when you look at all the disciples, it sucks, man. It really sucks that we live under the white man's rule, because the way he's done it, you will really think that these men were soft, that these men were weak, when they were the total opposite. Imagine you're Peter, or imagine you're Christ, and you're teaching, and everybody wants you killed. Everybody. The people starting to hate you. Because what they were dealing with, what Christ and what Paul was dealing with, they weren't dealing with like just small community stuff.
They were dealing with disgruntled.
This is huge. Like what they was dealing with, like, if you put it in today's terms, they would be in the federal government. They would be in the federal court. They wouldn't be like in in a damn.
They won't be on the street corner?
No. Like, okay, I got a warrant.
Yeah.
So I gotta go to this court to pay that.
Oh, the little small magistrate or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be that. They would be in the federal court where, like, you seeing them on CNN, you seeing them on Fox. That's what they were dealing with. Now, to show the courage that these men had and to show how strong they were, they never stopped. They never stopped preaching the word of the Most High. They kept preaching. They kept going around telling people, even though the people wanted to have them killed. They were getting stoned. They were getting murdered for preaching this word. But I don't know if a lot of us realize that, man, this wasn't like just a community thing like we live in A-Leaf. This wasn't an A-Leaf thing. This was the whole state of Texas, just the whole country of America. Because Paul was going from different countries. So when he would step into a country, they'll be like, oh, it's you. You're causing this uproar. We got to kill you. They'll have to duck off and hide. That's why Christ said when he knew their thoughts, he will make himself, he will get rid of himself, come out, he'll hide himself. And then he'll come back and he'll preach again. But it said, read that.
It never said that he just hid forever.
Just stopped.
Tucked tail and ran and just stopped doing the work. Nah, he was like, all right, well, it's getting a little hostile. The word got to go out. It went out. I'm going to see y'all later. Be back tomorrow. Right? Christ didn't tuck tail and run and go underground for months at a time. You didn't hear from him for years because he was scared. He kept doing his job through all the persecution, through everything, through all the uproars, the gatherings. The apostles also, they wanted to kill the apostles. They knew it though. They all knew it. Like, yo, these guys want to kill us. These countrymen, they want to get us. So what do they keep doing? Well, we did our job. Next city. We just gonna be on the run. We gonna still do our job.
They never stopped. So, what are you dealing with? Hearing the truth. You're not dealing. Ain't nobody trying to kill you yet. But what are we dealing with? We're dealing with ourselves. The old man is what's trying to kill us. that weakness, that's what's trying to kill us. And when we go to David, we're going to read a little bit about David's courage. But you know, a lot of us, we got to pinpoint our Goliath. Because we all got a Goliath. We all got that big, what they call Goliath, the giant? Yeah. We all got that big giant that we think is big, that we got to slay. But it's really not that big of a deal. David killed him with a stone. But to us, we make it a big deal. But we all have our Goliaths. We all have our Goliaths. But the Most High, he doesn't deal with that cowardice, man, that fearful heart. The Most High did not give us the spirit of fear. Well, I'm jumping. Keep reading.
He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee.
The Most High is not going to fail us. He's not going to forsake us. It never has. Just think, never has, never will. Just think about your life before the truth. Think about the dirt you did. Think about those things that you did. Think about those thoughts that you had that only you know. You haven't told it to anybody.
Yeah, because think about it. When you had all the courage in the world when it was time to get high and drive. You didn't care about no cops getting pulled over. You had all the courage in the world when it was time to wear the booty shorts with your booty out and go shake your ass in the club. You had all that courage. But now when it's time to be courageous in the truth and literally stand for something, it's like, I don't know if I can do that. I'm not strong enough. You had all the courage in the world when you was in the world talking back to your man, right? Being rebellious as hell. You had all the courage. But now it's time to be humble. Be meek. Have some real pride about yourself. It's like, I'm just not good enough. See, we have that misplaced courage. That's why the scriptures say we're so quick to do wicked, but to do good, we don't know it. It's so easy for us to be courageous and negative. It's so easy for us to run to things that are off and that don't benefit us. But when it comes to running to your salvation, it's like you running and you just drift off It's like, how come you didn't keep running? That's the salvation. You run back to the wickedness. Because we forget one thing. Read that part. It says, for the Lord God, even my God will be with thee. We forget that. We forget who we have on our side. We forget who got us through the negative.
God.
We forgot. We forget. We forget and think, you know why? Because we think that we did it. We think that we're the ones that we're the end all be all. We get prideful. We forget that the Most High is the one that puts us through what he puts us through and brings us through it. Go ahead.
And at any second he can take you out.
Yeah.
At any second. I mean, at any second you could be driving and he just dude runs the red light because he's drunk. Smashes into your car. At any second, the Most High can take you out. Keep reading.
Until thou hast finished all the work for the service of the house of the Lord.
So it says, read it from the top.
And David said unto Solomon his son, Be strong and of good courage, and do it. Fear not, nor be dismayed.
Speaking of us, we're gonna be strong, of good courage, and do this work. Read.
For the Lord God, even my God, will be with thee.
Because the Most High, he's gonna be with us. It don't matter where we go. That's why Christ told his disciples, don't take anything with you. Because I'm all you need. Go ahead.
He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee, until thou hast finished all the work for the service of the house of the Lord.
Wait, until what?
Until thou hast finished all the work for the service of the house of the Lord.
Wait. It got too hard, so I had to quit early.
Until thou hast finished all the work for the service of the house of the Lord.
Well, you know, they was over here, they was making me work too hard.
Until thou hast finished all the work for the service of the house of the Lord.
Yeah, I was down with the Israelite cats, but I don't know no more.
Until thou hast finished all the work for the service of the house of the Lord.
And that was the point, that you got to get to the finishing point.
God.
You don't start off strong and then just fade out, get weak as hell because it seemed like it's hard. That's when you got to remember the Most High is with you. You don't start out strong in the spirit and then end up in the flesh.
It don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense. It says that in Galatians.
God.
How you start out in the spirit and then think you're going to be made better through the flesh.
Damn. Just looking for that.
It's in Galatians. We can get that. Hold on. It's in Galatians 6 or 4. It's Galatians 4.
No, I like that.
Where's that? Galatians.
But yeah, so it's saying we got to be strong and courageous while we do this work for the Most High.
There it is. It's Galatians 3 and 3.
3 and 3?
Yeah.
Now read it real quick. Galatians chapter 3, verse 3. Are ye so foolish, having begun in the spirit?
Yeah, you began in the spirit. You were gung-ho, right? Nothing could stop you. Strong-ass brother. I'll die for the truth. I'll die for every man in here. I'll die for the sisters, right? I'll die for this. I give up all, right? You start in the spirit. Go ahead.
Are ye now made perfect by the flesh?
Yeah, but then all of a sudden the flesh kicks in and it's like, man, I don't know if this is for me anymore. It's time to go do battle and you like, nah, I ain't strong enough. I can't do that. That ain't in my spirit. I don't want to exhort myself. I don't want to put myself on the line. I don't want to put my mentality, my mind, I don't want to give my thought process up. I'm not strong enough to change my thoughts and keep my thoughts on Christ because it's all about me.
How I feel.
Huh?
And how I feel.
And yeah, it's all about how I feel.
Especially in the moment. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 12.
Y'all with us so far?
Come on.
Sisters? Done? Okay.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 12.
So in First Chronicles 28 and 20, we read how the Most High wants us to be strong and courageous while we're doing this work. Because he's going to be with us through everything the Most High puts us through. He's going to be with us. Because remember, the Most High has to try you. So whatever you're going through, the Most High has you in this position, but he's not going to let you fall. He has you. So read this.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 12.
Read.
Woe be to fearful hearts.
So woe be to the fearful hearts, though. And if you're doubting in your mind, you get scared in your mind, you're giving that respect over to something else other than to the Most High, destruction. The Most High will flee from you. Read.
And faint hands.
Yeah, your hands are now faint. You're not sure anymore. You're not confident. You lost it. Woe be unto you. Read.
And the sinner that goeth 2 ways.
Now you're going two ways. Now you're double-minded. The only path that you walk on is the path that the Most High puts you on. You follow Christ. You walk with Christ. He's the way, the truth, and the door. So when you start going 2 ways, now you're not going with Christ no more. You're starting to go with the devil. Because it's either Christ or the devil. Which one you going to roll with? So let's read it from the top.
Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways.
So if you start going 2 ways, if you become double-minded, it's destruction onto you. It's destruction. Now the Most High is not going to bless you. You can forget about the blessings. Whatever you were going through, whatever tribulation, whatever trial or affliction that the Most High had you in, if you start being double-minded through that, you can say bye to that blessing. Because if you're going through a period of tribulations, you got a blessing at the end of the door. You got a blessing at the end of the path waiting for you. Because the Most High has you. But a lot of us, we forget. We forget that the Most High is the one that's putting us in this situation. He's the one that has us in this estate, in this predicament. And we forget about him. So when we forget about him, if he leaves your mind, who enters in? Satan.
That weakness.
That weakness. Satan and that weakness, that weak spirit, that weak mind, that enters in. And everything Christ put in you, that leaves. So now Satan then sowed some tares among the wheat. So now your blessing ain't as pure as it should have been, or you might not just get it. Jump to Ecclesiastes chapter 22, verse 18.
And you know what I always, there's a you know what I always think about, when I used to watch like Michael Jordan, right? And they would say the way he would defeat his opponents was before he even got on the court. Michael Jordan, the basketball player, he would defeat you before he got on the court. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, damn, how can you get defeated before you even get into the battle? But think about it. That fearful heart, that fearful mind, what is it? Where does it come from? It comes from doubt. It comes from, I'm not good enough. Or I can't stand up to whatever it is I need to stand up to. Mm-hmm. So guess what? As soon as you think that, you already lost. You already lost your battle. As soon as you have in your mind that, damn, I can't beat this, before it even happens, you're done. Why? Go to Romans. Go to Romans real quick.
It's like Mike Tyson when you got in the ring with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's just looking at you.
Yeah, he looked at you and you just gonna run in the corner? You better go fight. Why? Go to Romans real quick. I think it's Romans 14.
No doubt.
Yeah, Romans 14 and
it's 14.
Go to Romans 14 and verse 23.
Romans chapter 14, verse 23.
Uh-huh.
And he that doubteth is damned if he eat.
Yeah. If you doubt, you're damned already. If you're trying to partake. You're damned. If you doubt that you can conquer, then guess what? You're damned in your fight. Because you already put your mind in, I can't do it mode. I'm not going to make it mode. Think about those people that, when they find they got cancer, you know what kills them? It ain't the cancer. It's the doubt. Their mind goes into, damn, I got cancer, I'm going to die. The doctor gave you 2 years to live, you die in 6 months. Because what happened? You let the thoughts of, I got cancer, overtake the fact that, let me try to beat it. Y'all see that? A lot of cancer, a lot of people that got so-called terminal illnesses. When they hear that, it ain't the illness that killed them. It's the faithlessness that kills them. It's like any battle. Like the scriptures talk about, we're going to go there. Don't bring a coward to war. Why? Because he ain't going to fight to his full potential, and he's going to weaken the man next to him. He's going to make the man next to him fearful. Like, damn, we shouldn't fight this fight. You know what? You're right, brother. Let's leave. And then everybody peeling off. You was better off staying your ass at home and not spitting that negative. Y'all see that?
Come.
Read on.
Come. Because he eateth not of faith.
Yeah, because the scriptures say, without faith, it is what?
Impossible to please the Most High.
It's impossible to please the Most High without faith. Right? That's in Hebrews 11, right?
Go ahead.
Without faith, it is impossible to please him. Because why? How can you please something that you ain't never seen? That you ain't never heard? Right?
Go ahead.
So without faith, it's impossible to please the Most High. Because he eateth not of faith. So now you can't be pleasurable to the Most High. Read on.
For whatsoever is not of faith is sin.
It's what?
It's sin.
A coward is what?
It's sin.
Yeah, that coward-ass mind state is sinful. That coward's mind, that fearful heart, them faint-ass hands, when it's time to go do battle, and you just like, you turn to putty, you get softer than a baby's butt, right? You get soft like cottonelle tissue, like Charmin. When you turn into the Pillsbury Doughboy, there's something wrong. It's a sin, man. Because why? The scriptures say the righteous stand bold as a lion. Right? Can I jump there real quick? Can I jump to that Proverbs?
Oh, go ahead.
Go to Proverbs, right? What is it, 28:1?
Yeah.
Go to Proverbs 28:1. Watch, you're going to see. People like to pull this scripture all the time online. When they try to argue with you, and they pull this scripture, and it's like, you ain't even using it right. When you don't want to argue with them, they pull this scripture. Y'all gonna know it online. Watch. They pull this all the time. Read.
Proverbs chapter 28, verse 1.
Go ahead.
The wicked flee when no man pursueth.
Why does it say the wicked flee when no man pursueth? Because when he doubted, he put himself in a sinful mind state. Y'all see that? When he lost his courage, you put yourself in a sinful mind state because you no longer believe that the Most High got you. That's what it is. Because without faith, it's impossible to please him. So now you can't please the Most High. You see how it all works hand in hand? You see how that links up? You got to have faith to please the Most High, but when you doubt, it's sin. A sinner can't please the Most High. You see that? So we got to be careful when it's battle time, and it's always battle time. When you're in a spiritual battle, it don't stop. So there ain't no time for you to get faint-hearted and get feeble-kneed and get scared and start doubting and the what-ifs and why should I do it this way and how come we got to go here and do it like this. Nah, brother. Knuckle up. Gird up them loins like a man. Right? Gird your loins and let's get to work. And don't worry about the what-ifs and the who's and the hows. Just do the damn job. That's the only way sometimes to get through a lot of our battles is to just pedal, what do they say, pedal to the metal, put your head down and just move forward. Barrel through it, push through it, get your counseling in, your communication, right? Get all these things that you need to do in to fight your battle. But the point is, don't look back. Don't turn your head away. Always be looking forward. Don't think about the what if and the why we got to do it like this and how we going to get it done. You start thinking about that, it ain't going to get done. That,
no, I was going to say that trips you up.
that trips you up.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? This has happened to everybody, right? But think about like when you just started doing something for the first time. Or like a lot of kids, this happens to a lot of kids, like when they're taking the test, they study their asses off for this test. And they know they got it. But like when it comes time to take the test,
Shut up.
they shell up. They get fearful. Because they let that doubt come in. But you've been studying for this test, and you know you got it. But when it's time to take it, you get, doubt comes in, and doubt just kills it. Now you're second guessing. Now you became double-minded. That's why it says if you eat when you doubt, go back to it. It's actually a very cold scripture because it works hand in hand with a lot of things. It says, and he that doubted is damned if he eat, right? Because he eateth not of faith. So when you think about it, you doubt yourself and you step into this arena, but you doubted yourself. So you already in the battle, you already finna lose the battle just because you psyched yourself out. It's like when you just started driving a car. You know you can drive a car, but the driving instructor comes in and you screw it up because you let that little bit of doubt, just that little bit of doubt mess you up. And it's the same thing being in the truth. It's the same thing. Because
you automatically disannul the Most High.
That's
why when you go back to that scripture in Chronicles, I love it because he said,
I got you.
He will not fail thee, he said, for the Lord God, even my God, will be with thee. He will not fail thee or forsake thee. But see, when you eat of doubt, you automatically say the Most High ain't with me. You automatically take the Most High out the equation. Now you're just a weak, garbage little man. You're just a weak sister. You're a weak brother. You put yourself in the category of, I'm just weak now. Because the Most High is supposed to be what? Our strength, right? But when you take off your strength, who are we? Who the hell are you? When you cast away your courage, right? Go to Hebrews 10:35. I'm sorry. Go to Hebrews 10:35.
Hebrews chapter 10 verse 35.
Read.
Cast not away therefore your confidence.
Your what?
Your confidence.
Yeah, because when you're cowardly, there's no confidence there. So it says what?
Cast not away therefore your confidence.
Read on.
Which has great recompense of reward.
But guess what? You can't be rewarded because you ate of doubt.
Yeah.
There is no confidence. You ate. You partake in doubt, in sin. So there is no reward, brothers and sisters. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
There is no reward. A lot of us wondering why we ain't getting rewarded spiritually. Why is my mind not growing? Because the Most High is not blessing you. You cast them away. You cast away your confidence. Because without him, you ain't a damn thing. We're nothing without our confidence. We're nothing. Why do you think we're in the conditions that we're in? We lost our confidence. Yeah. And now there's no reward. Why do you think that? The scriptures say one man will put 10,000 to flight. Am I quoting it wrong? But guess what? Now you run from the 5-foot female officer. 10 dudes will run from the 5'5" female officer. Or the little 4'11" female officer. Because why? Ain't no courage in the black man. Ain't no courage in the Hispanic. Or the Native Americans. They got courage. They got the liquid courage. It's the only courage a Negro got. It's liquid courage. Hennessy and Hypnotic. Right? I got to drink the Incredible Hulk so I can get some courage in me. Niggas don't even got to talk to women right without getting drunk. You got to get the liquid courage so I can talk to the women in the club. It's like, come on, man. Come the hell on. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? I think I had another scripture I wanted to go to, but go ahead. Read that one more time.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence.
Right.
Which has great recompense of reward.
Right. See, the reward is the comfort. The reward is the comfort of knowing
you got it.
I got it. Whatever arena I step into, it's already mine. So I don't have to back down. Right? I don't got to be faint-hearted and feeble-kneed and weak-handed, right? I can be strong with a K. Strong. You can be strong with a K when you got the Most High on your side. But when you whack, when you cast off your confidence, you whack as hell with a big W. You weak, whack, soft with a big S. Because why? We ain't nothing without the Most High. That's the point. So we had to ask ourselves, where does our confidence lie? Where does your confidence lie? Where is your confidence? If you're weak and weak knees and feeble hands and faint-hearted, what are you putting your confidence in? Go ahead.
I'm just gonna hit it.
Hit what?
I'm just gonna get it.
Oh, I'm looking. I gotta find it. Go ahead. I'm gonna find it.
Let me get Psalms 34 verse 8. Real quick. This is a nice throw-in.
I might be wrong.
It's a nice throw-in.
Psalms chapter 34 and verse 8.
Read that.
Taste and see that the Lord is good.
So it says, read again.
Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good.
We've all tasted and seen that Yahweh is good, right? We've all done it. From our youth up, we can think back and be like, damn, the Most High had me in this situation. He had me in that situation. So we know the Most High, we know He's good. Read.
Blessed is a man that trusteth in Him.
So why would you not trust in Him? If you see that the Most High is good, how can you not have courage in certain areas? Especially when it pertains to doing His work. How can you not stand firm? Especially if He had you when you were lost in a messed up mind state, and you knew He had you, how can you lose faith? How can you not have any strength knowing that He has you now because you're doing the work? Because you're trying to put off the old man. Because you're trying to raise up your people. Man, it's cold. And it says, blessed is the man that what?
That trusteth in Him.
Because you know the Most High got you, so your mind should always be at ease. You should always have comfort in your mind. Always. You shouldn't be stressed out. You shouldn't have anxiety. The Most High got you. Bring me to Ecclesiastes chapter 22 and verse 18.
Ecclesiastes chapter 22, verse 18.
But this is what happens when you don't trust in the Most High. Read this.
Pales set on high places will never stand against the wind.
So pales set on high places won't stand against the wind, right? So think about it. A pail is like, it's like some plywood. It's like just something, it's like this. If you stand this up straight on something high,
the wind is just gonna blow it.
The wind is just gonna blow that over. It has no strength. Has nothing. Read.
So a fearful heart and the imagination of a fool cannot.
So a fearful mind and the thoughts of a fool, read,
cannot stand against any fear.
So just like this can't stand when the wind hits it in a high place, it's the same way that nothing that you think of is going to stand. It's not going to work if you're fearful. If you have any doubts, it's not going to work. You can listen to a lot of these rappers, man. It sucks. This is a bad analogy, but you'll always hear them say, yeah, nobody could tell me I wasn't going to make it. Nobody could tell me I wasn't going to make it. But they were so strong in that belief that a lot of them made it, unfortunately. A lot of them made it, unfortunately. But if that's for rap music, if that's for something as garbage as rap music is right now, while the Most High will have you when it pertains to doing His work, if you're pleasing in the eyes of the Most High, He's going to have you.
Yep.
He's going to have you. You won't have to worry about that doubt creeping in and that doubt letting you fail. Hey, it's funny. We were watching Naked and Afraid last night. I don't know if y'all ever watched that. But there was this chick. So they gotta last out in the wilderness or in the forest 21 days. No clothes, no food, no water. They only get to bring 2 items to survive. So you'll see these crazy Edomites just doing their Edomite thing, man of the field, just butt naked, with nothing, trying to survive, making shelter and all that. So there was this one chick, she only lasted 3 days. So she came on there again she came on the show again to try to do it again, to try to make it. And she was like, I can't let that doubt get in. She was like, the doubt got in last time after only 3 days, and I was done. So she was like, now I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna be extremely cocky. I gotta be extremely cocky to make it. She was like, I'm gonna make it. Nobody can tell me I'm not gonna make it. But sometimes that's the attitude that we have to have.
But in the Most High.
In the Most High.
It can't be like this prideful cockiness where you just arrogant.
But that's why it says the imagination of a fool.
Yeah.
Because see, it says, so read that last precept.
So a fearful heart in the imagination of a fool cannot stand against any fear.
So think about her. She's a fool. You got a husband. You got a husband, 4 kids, a house, and you want to leave all that to go into the wilderness? Butt naked for like 21 days to prove what? Nothing. You're a fool.
Yeah, you should be scared.
You're a fool. So as soon as that doubt crept in, she was done. She was done. Yeah, she was done too. You saw it. She didn't even make it past the second time. But think about it. If you're actually a fool, when you're a fool, the opposite of being a fool is being wise. So if you're wise, the things that you're going to be thinking about going on in your imaginations and your brain is going to be pertaining to the Most High and His righteousness. So if you don't have any doubt in that, with whatever you want to do, and you know it's in line with the Most High's will, if you don't have any doubt in that, you don't think the Most High is going to bless that? Most High has your back. But if you become a coward, if you lose that courageousness, if you lose that, the Most High is not going to stand with you. It's going to be like, why should I stand with you? I stood with you. I stood with you when you were in your filth. I stood with you when you were in your filth. And now you know, and you're still wavering.
Ooh.
I have nothing to do with you.
On that point, just on that, we'll go to Wisdom of Solomon. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 12. Because this is going right along with what he's saying, where the Most High been with us all this time. And you get to a certain point where you just say, damn, I can't do it no more. I get scared. Right?
Go ahead.
Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and verse 12. For fear is nothing else but a betrayal of the succors, which reason.
Fear is what?
A betrayal.
Yeah. Fear is when you betray your help. Think about it. Let that sink in. Read it one more time.
For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succor, which reason offendeth.
Which reason offereth.
Offereth.
Right. So, who's reasoning? A man's trial is in his reasoning, right? Okay. So, what the scripture is saying is that when I become fearful not through what the Most High has shown me, but what my own mind presents to me. What reason offereth? So for any reason that's offered up, that I can't defend myself. You see that? You understand that? What it's saying? This is where fear comes in. Fear comes in when I no longer use the Most High as my confidence. I no longer use Him as the strength. And then now any reason that's offered up can now take me off my guard. This is what makes a man a coward, or gets into that cowardly mind state. Because instead of looking and saying, well, damn, the Most High had me in this instance, He made this way, He parted the Red Sea, He got me through the wilderness, He did all these great things. Instead of looking at that and saying, damn, who righteous that has called on the Most High has He forsaken? I say, you know what? I just can't do it. My mind comes up with a reason, with an excuse for me to not complete my task, for me to not endure until the end. Now it's all about my reasoning. But then now you see why a man goes through his trials. Because a man's trials are in his reasoning. If my reasoning tells me to go bang 30 hookers, the trial of that reasoning is that I might catch something. Y'all see that? Yeah, more than likely you will, but now I got to go through the trials of the reasoning that I had to go bang 30 hookers. Right? That's what it's saying. But instead of saying, Dad, what does the wisdom say? Okay, well, let me not get with a bunch of whores. I might catch something. Let me find me one wife that's not on the streets, right? Build her, not sleep with her too quick, not deal with her too fast, build her mind. I don't got to worry about all that stuff. See, that's more reasoning for you. Where the reasoning of the Bible, of the scriptures, gives you a better outcome. Don't eat swine. Okay, let me reason with that in my mind. Let me not eat swine. Why? Oh, because I'll stay a little bit more healthy. My trial is I got better health, a better bill of health. That's the trial. It's simple as that. It's basically cause and effect. That's what the scripture is saying. Cause and effect. Because you gave up your secure, because you betrayed. It uses the word betrayed. Think about that. We just went through that, right? A whole class on betrayal. I wanted to slide this scripture in here somewhere for that class, but there was no way to really put it in what we were talking about. Yeah. But now I get to use it. It says you betrayed your help through your own reasoning. That's where your fear comes in. That's where your cowardice comes in. But think about all the men that stood bold in the scriptures. Think about it. What did they do? What did Christ do? I didn't come to do my will, but the will of the Father. What did David do? The will of the Father. What did Moses do? The will of the Most High. They always reverted back to what the Most High wanted and not their own reasoning. Because their own reasoning would have brought fear, which would have brought what? Doubt, which would have brought what? Sin, which would have brought what? Destruction, death. You see how it all goes? They didn't cast off their confidence, they ran to the confidence. They didn't use themselves as their confidence because that would have wore down. They didn't get prideful. They didn't have to gas themselves up because that wouldn't have lasted. They just say, you know what? I'm going to follow what the Most High wants. I'm going to believe in the Most High. I'm going to follow the righteous examples. And that's what carried them. Not their own mind, because that would have just got us nowhere. Read that one more time.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 12.
Go ahead.
For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors, which reason offereth.
And you know, which reason offering. And you know, this goes for even, you know, oh my gosh. There's so many things. What's that?
I got a quick little definition on
secure. Yeah.
It's assistance and support in times of hardship and distress.
And in your times of hardship and distress, who are we supposed to turn to?
The Most High.
The Most High. Sisters, who are you supposed to turn to? Your husband. But it's like in the times of hardship and distress, what do? You turn against your husband. It's like you act like he's the enemy sometimes. It's like, wait a minute, I'm just here to help. Wait a minute, why are you going off on me? I'm just trying to give you the solution. But you know why? Because you don't want to hear the solution sometimes. So you're like, yeah, I don't need that help. I'm going to betray that help. Now you get fearful when things need to happen a certain way. It's like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that because of this. I come up with excuses.
I remember just last night, like my head, he got on me because I wasn't leaning on him for help. And it was because I was putting all this weight and all this, like the weight and stress on me. I was getting all like, I was being like a little Krabby Patty. And he was like, oh, you know, I'm here to help. You don't have to do that. This is what I'm here for. And he really had to just, you know, like
drill it in you.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't have to do that.
You should.
You gotta be able to see that. You know, a lot of us don't want to deal with the help because the help ain't always like the pat on the back. It ain't always like, oh dear, it's gonna be okay. Sometimes the help is, man, shut the hell up and get in order. Sometimes that's the help that's needed. It's like, shut up, stop talking, and listen. But some of us don't want to deal with that. We always want to deal with the pat on the back help. Like, I need to. Sometimes the help is a kick in the ass to get motivated, to get going. And we don't want to hear that. We don't want to deal with that help. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to stiff arm that help real quick. Right? I'm not going to deal with that help. I'm going to betray that help. I'm going to act like that help is what's hurting me. Well, no, that help is what's really helping you. The stern talks, the checks. Right? Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody don't want to die, man. Everybody want to get patted on the back, but nobody want to get the balance. You got to take the pat on the back with the kick up the butt, right? You got to be able to take both. You got to be able to take the hard and the soft, the hard checks and the soft little pats. You got to understand that the help, if it's coming from your husband, and he's trying to be a godly man, then he ain't trying to hurt you. No matter how it comes, he ain't trying to hurt you. A lot of y'all take the help like, oh, it's always like you're checking me. You always got something to tell me. Yeah. Why? Because you need the help. But what do? You betray it, and then what do? You go to your mama, you go to your grandma, auntie, uncle, for thinking that that's going to help you. That's another way we betray the secures. We go to outside help. And then when things don't work out, it's like, damn, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You damn right you shoulda, coulda, woulda. You shoulda went to your husband. You shoulda went to the priest. You shoulda went to the brothers. You shoulda went to your sisters that are in the faith. You would have been better off. Y'all understand? Go back to where you were. I just wanted to bring that little point out. Go ahead.
All right, good. I didn't even have that. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 20, verse 22.
Ecclesiastes chapter 20 and verse 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness.
So a lot of us, we destroy our own selves because we're bashful. Look up the word bashful. It means timid. It means you're too timid. You're too shy. So you let people walk all over you. You don't stand up for yourself. It's like, that's what happened to our people, man, when we looked at Goliath. That's what David didn't do. Our people looked at Goliath and we just, oh man, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's a warrior. So we became bashful. We became timid. Timid as hell. We charged. They didn't even think. It's one giant. It's a whole bunch of y'all. Charge him. He's bigger, so he's slower. It's natural. He's bigger than you. He's taller, so he's going to be slower. Charge at him. Hit his Achilles. Do something. But all of them, timid.
But reasoning was offered up that, damn, he's bigger than us.
Yeah.
Their own reasoning came into play like, yeah, he's too big. They didn't think like, damn, let's just fight his ass in unity.
Okay.
Oh, no, he's too big. We can't deal with him. Your own reasoning is what kills you, man. Makes you look soft. It makes you look weak.
Okay.
Our own reasoning is always going to make us want to back out.
Yep.
But that's why it says the righteous stand bold as lion. The wicked flee when no man pursue it. Because why? The wicked, a man that's not in his right mind, he's already not wanting to do nothing. He's already like, man, I don't even want to do this anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want to do what I need to do. I don't want to do the job.
I'll serve him.
I don't want to do it. A wicked man's mind is on what? Himself and being lazy. It ain't about what do I got to do for the nation, for my people, for my family. It's about, damn, how do I get this Xbox to go? How do I roll this next blunt? How do I drink this drink? How do I mix it right? How do I cook the crap? How do I? Yeah. It's all these things that you'll run home and do that. Run home and be lazy. But when it's time to fight for your nation, I can't do it.
You know the only weapon the Most High gave us that is actually, you can almost say it's carnal, but the only weapon the Most High gave our people is unity. That's it. That's literally the only weapon that we have. He blessed Esau with the sword. Our sword is unity. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing that we can use to
Because
it's what makes our battles easier.
Because why? When 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I will be also. It's unity in Christ.
Yep.
And that's what brings the power. That's what brothers don't understand. It ain't when one dumb ass is gathered by himself behind the keyboard that's where Christ is. Or when one dude wants to sit at home by himself and not do the work, that's where Christ is. It says when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I will be there also. So that's where the strength is. That's where the Most High commands the blessing. Psalms 133. But we forget these little basic scriptures that it's like, why you think you ain't getting the blessing? Physically, carnally, or spiritually. Because you're not letting Christ appear to you. You're not gathering with your brothers. You're not doing things in unity. You're doing things in your own mind, your own reasoning. You're betraying the secures. You're betraying Christ. You're betraying the Most High. You're betraying your brothers. You're betraying your sisters. Because why? My mind is telling me that I can't. My mind tells me I'm weak. My mind tells me to be faint-hearted, that I'm not strong enough. My mind tells me to be lazy. My mind is not telling me that there's strength in numbers, that I have strength to keep my confidence.
What's the definition?
Definition: reluctant to draw attention to oneself. Shy. Some synonyms.
Listen, man, if you're 30 years old and shy, you need to pack it up. You need to stop that. That shy, bashful spirit should have been gone when you was 12 years old. If you shy at 30, you need to man the hell up. I'm sorry, man. We ain't got time for no shyness. We ain't got time for you to being shy. That's in your damn feelings. My son is shy. He's 4. Chicks be trying to talk to him at the mall. He covers his face with his hat. That's what Noah does. You're like, oh, you're so cute. He does this and covers his face because he don't want them to look at him. He gets shy. I'm like, man, stop that. And I make him go talk. I break him out of that because he's a man. He gonna be a man. You think I want him to be 30 years old and shy? Somebody trying to talk to him, he's just, just all bashful. Like, that ain't a good trait to have for a man. Come on, man. But some of us are shy and bashful and think it's cute. Oh, I'm just shy. What the hell are you talking about? You better open your mouth and man the hell up. What else?
Shy, reserved, uninhibited.
Uninhibited.
No, it says inhibited. Excuse me. Inhibited.
Inhibited, yeah, okay.
Retiring.
Yeah, some of y'all done retired. Y'all retired y'all's posts because you lack courage. You was in there strong as hell. You began in the spirit and then went right back to the carnal. How the hell? Come on. Because why? I retired. I retired mentally.
Here's some good ones.
What else?
Hesitant.
Yeah, you hesitant.
Timid.
Timid.
Apprehensive.
Apprehensive, like you double dutching. Because what does that go into? It goes into that double mind. Okay. You double-minded. You double dutch. You like waiting for the good time to go in. Man, just jump your ass in. Jump in, bro. And stop being timid. Stop being scared to get hit with the damn ropes and just jump in. You already been doing it. You jumped in, you jumped out. You scared to jump in.
Now, I was just thinking about that concept. I was when I was in Japan, I used to fight against these cats I was already training. Man, listen, I hopped in the ring with this dude, man. This dude went to work on me. But the thing about it is, like, I was like, F it, I'm gonna at least just try. I'm gonna see how it is. But I got beat up the first time, a couple times. But even with that, I started to understand how to defense, how to, put my hands up, how to move around a little bit. Right. And it became easier and easier. Not easier, but I was able to actually do my thing.
Yeah, because why though? You start picking up lessons. You start understanding the battle. You start understanding different tactics to use. But see, a lot of us, we get beat up the first time, and then what do? Oh, I'm done. Nah, bro, I'm finished. Like, you pack it in. It's like, bro, what the hell? Right. What are you talking about you're done? You barely started. You can't retire already. You retire off one punch. Satan hit you with one little soft jab. It sounds like Hello Kitty. And you give up off that. It's like, bro, what the hell? And you got brothers that's on Ninja Warrior level status getting fought by Jet Li and still trying to maintain. You getting fought by the Powerpuff Girls and giving up. Come on, man. But why? Because you betrayed your secures. You betrayed the things that were instilled in you to fight your battle. You forgot about Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter. When you come to serve the Most High, prepare yourself for temptation. You forgot that you were going to be tempted. You forgot that there was ways to fight. You forgot to communicate. You forgot to keep the ordinances. You forgot to rely on and be faithful. You forgot these things. So now you get beat up the first time. It's like, oh, I'm going to just keep getting beat up. And you just sitting here, just Satan is just using your face as a punching bag. You just
speed bag.
Yeah, your face is a speed bag for Satan. You just tapping your jaw. Damn, bro, put your hands up. Defend yourself. Defend yourself at all times. That's fighting one-on-one. Defend yourself at all times. You abandoned that. You forgot that your defense, Hebrews 10:35, cast not away your confidence. You forgot who your confidence was in your fight. You ain't rewarded. You just got black eyes and bruises. Where you at?
Wisdom of Solomon. Oh, sorry. No. Ecclesiastes chapter 20 and verse 23.
No. Jump to 2 Timothy 1:7.
2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
Come. For the Most High has not given us the spirit of fear.
The Most High did not give us the spirit of what?
Of fear.
Why? What's another definition of fear? And the one I'm looking for, I'll just say, because lack of time, it's respect. I'm saying it says fear the Most High, right? So respect the Most High. The Most High is a jealous God.
God.
So the only person that we fear is the Most High. The Most High created everything. Everything he has everything under his foot. And he made us to be like God. We're God's sons. We're his children. So he didn't put, ye are gods. But when you fear, you die like men.
Yeah.
When you fear, you die like men. But read again from the top.
God. 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. For the Most High has not given us the spirit of fear.
He did not. Read.
But of power and...
The Most High gave us the spirit of power. The Most High gave us the spirit of crazy power. For us to be able to manage the school off of EO, for us to go in EO and do what we do in EO, and to keep the school running in EO and pay brothers and go to Trinidad and go to all these different states and do what we do, that's power. That's real power. For these sisters that's never taken, like made a shirt before or a pants before.
You never stitched a hole in a sock.
None of that. And you start putting together these garments, that's power. That's real power. For you to raise your kids up, for you to raise your kids up in this truth and separate them from the other kids in the world, and then the teachers see it, the other kids see it, the parents see it. They're like, damn, what's up with this child?
Now you go.
That's real power right there. That's because Satan can't touch them.
For just like what he's saying, for a man to be able to raise his family and deal with his, like the scriptures say, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Yeah.
For a man to be able to do that and not wig out and beat her and punch her in the face when she gets out of order, and kick her down the steps and kick her in the pregnant belly and kick her out the car butt naked and drop kick her down the balcony. For a man not to do that, that's real power. But to use wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and let her just blow off all her steam, don't judge her, but correct her through the scriptures, that's real power. See, the power don't come physically. The real power comes in the knowledge. That's real courage.
You know it's real power when you were in the world, you couldn't stop smoking weed, you couldn't stop smoking cigarettes, you couldn't stop drinking, you couldn't stop doing this, you couldn't stop doing that.
Whoremongering, banging everything.
when you come in the truth and you stopped, your parents been trying to get you to stop for how many years doing this one thing and you keep doing it, but you stopped. Your parents, I mean your family members, the people that was closest to you look at you and they're like, hold up, you don't do this no more, you're different? That's power. That's power. That's why nobody can tell me that this book ain't real. That these scriptures ain't real, that the Most High isn't real. That's power. It's power to watch a brother or a sister come through and they grow up. And you actually see the change happening. The change that couldn't happen in the 20, how many much years they didn't live their life before they found the truth. That's power, man. It's power when you see, when you drop this word on somebody outside and they start tearing up, they start crying.
You know why? Because there's no real power in the world. Think about it. The world is the weak and beggarly elements. So how can there be power in that? If it's weak and beggarly and polluted and bloody and filthy, where is the real power? The power is in the knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge is going to be the strength of thy salvation. Right?
Right.
So this is what we got to understand. The real power is in following the Most High. That's the real power. The power ain't the money. The power ain't Esau's wisdom. The power is nothing else but following the Most High. And like we said, raising your children, dealing with your wife, dealing with your brothers. That's true power. Unity. That's true power. He said it best, man. The one thing the Most High gave us for power, it was unity. The unity brings everything. That same mind, same judgment. When you got that, who can stop you?
No one.
Nobody. And there's nothing there's not a force alive. Then you can say no weapon formed against me can prosper.
That's why they do everything to make sure that there's no unity in anything that we do.
Yeah, they make sure that be your own man, be an individual.
Oh man, I'm gonna show y'all something. When the NFL players were taking the knee, right? This year they had the Players Coalition, and the Players Coalition didn't involve Kaepernick, right? So you had this other player next to Kaepernick. His name was I forgot his name, but his name was Reed. His last name was Reed.
I know what you're talking about.
So you had these players, you had the players in the Players Coalition. The owners went to them and they were like, okay, we need y'all to stop kneeling. What do y'all want? What do y'all want for us to get y'all to stop kneeling? For y'all to sell out to this flag? So the players decided, okay, we'll take $85 million for 10 years. Now, do the math. That's $8 million for 10 years. That's going to be going to black communities for, I don't even know, to start football camps, to do garbage like that. But you know what was the one thing that they said? They said this first before they even agreed to that deal. The owner said, let them be. Let them be. They're not going to be unified. They're going to divide themselves. And that's exactly what happened. Because the players that was with Kaepernick, they were like, nah, we're not doing this for money. It's bigger than money. But the other players, the sellouts, the Uncle Toms,
We need money.
they were like, yeah. The money wasn't even going in their pockets. They was like, yeah, just give us whatever. So they gave them $85 million over 10 years. That's like $8 million a year to go to the inner city communities for like football camps and garbage. Because that's what it is, garbage. So when you think about it, the NFL makes like $16 billion a year. What the hell is $85 million over 10 years to these owners? And they was ready to fight each other over it. Because the brother Reed was like, it was never about money. Half of y'all that's coming up with this weren't protesting. Mm-hmm. And y'all want me to stop doing this? Y'all want us to stop kneeling, stop protesting? Y'all settling for $85 million? They was ready to fight that brother Reed, because Reed is still in the NFL. They was ready to fight him. One of the brothers was like, look, I'm going to buy you a ticket. You can come out here, we can fight. Wow. It's garbage. But it's to show. It's to show we have no unity, and the unity is our only strength. It's our only strength. When those Texans football players had walked off the field because the owner said what they said, they almost crapped themselves. But what happened? You had a few Uncle Toms that made all of them come back and started practicing because the owner said whatever he said. But you saw a glimpse of that power that they actually had if they were unified. They were unified.
Because there's no courage in individuality.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's no courage in that. The courage is in unity.
Right.
And that's what we got to look at, where, that individual mind state, what is it telling you? Do what you want. Do you. Don't fight. Don't fight for what you need to fight for. Don't build. Go home and sit on the couch. Or be the keyboard warrior. Be the Facebook warrior. Right? Be the keyboard, the Facebook gangster. You the Facebook teacher. Okay, come on. You ain't never been out in the streets. You ain't never sat in a class. You the Facebook guy. But now when it's time to put in some actual face-to-face work, it's like, I'm scared. I don't know how to do that. But what else we got? Come on. We got like 15 minutes.
Let's go to Joshua chapter 1, verse 7. And I'll throw this one in there. It's Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. It says the Most High is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So the Most High is a man of war. So we got to fight for everything.
And actually finish that Timothy's. Oh, we didn't finish it. But there was a point in there I wanted to hit. Finish that Timothy's.
Go on.
Yeah, I'll read it real quick.
I got you.
Go ahead.
Go on. 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7.
Read.
For the Most High has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love, and of a sound mind.
What?
A sound mind.
Yeah, see that double-minded spirit? The Most High didn't give us that. That sound mind, knowing what I need to do and how and when and where. Having that sound mind. But once your mind is no longer sound, you're double-minded. And what are you? Faint-hearted, fearful, doubtful, betrayer. You betray the Most High. You betray your secures.
You know, that's why it says you forgot your first love. Because think about it, when you first realized the truth, when that switch finally went off, what was the one thing you got? A sound mind.
Yeah.
You got a sound mind.
You were at peace.
You were at peace. But when
it started getting hard, when
you started getting bitter,
you got to start living it.
you forget that you had a sound mind when really your mind was supposed to still stay sound.
When you were illuminated and you went through all of it, and you look back and you're like, damn, I gotta go through this. And all of a sudden you get wavery. Like, why? You already been through some of it. Just keep going. When you start getting wavery, you start getting fearful, you start getting doubtful, lack of courage, you start getting timid in all zones. You timid with your rib, you timid at the mall, you timid teaching class. You start to draw back. You start to literally draw back. And your potency is gone as a teacher, as a leader. Nobody don't want to follow nobody that's fearful, man. Nobody wants to follow. You need courageous leaders. You think all these revolutionists, you think Nat Turner was just some softy? Been on Nat Turner a lot lately. You think he was just some soft-ass dude? Tiptoeing house to house, breaking out of chains, killing folks? Hell nah, you couldn't be timid, bro. You couldn't be timid as hell. You think a lot of these people that stood for something were timid? You think Marcus Garvey was a timid dude and Malcolm X, even though they didn't have the right agenda, but you think they were just timid as hell? They at least stood for something. They at least didn't have that fear of the white man. You Negroes will stand against, it's sad, man, you be so courageous against your brother, but timid as hell against the white man. He show up on the beat, and you like, yes sir, yes Mr. Officer. You call him officer, but your brother you so courageous against. It's wild, man.
And you know, we like to, especially people in the world, they like to act like they're not, but really they are. Cause you'll see like a lot of rappers, they'll be like, oh yeah, if we were living back then, we would go to war against our slave masters. There's no way we would be slaves. That's what they say. But when you look at their spirit, that's talk. Because when you look at their spirit, when you would actually make music about having sex with your brother's wife, selling crack to your brother, destroying your community, robbing, raping, whatever, oh man, you wouldn't have just been a slave. You would have been Uncle Tom. You would have been the slave that loved the white man. You would have been that.
House nigga.
You would have been worse than a house nigga. If you watched the Boondocks, you would have been the dude with the weird eye.
Oh, that's
Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, you be Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, if you doing all that, that's who you would have been, because y'all have the same damn spirit, ready to kill your people.
Yeah, you strong and bold against your people, but cowardly against your enemy.
Yeah.
Cowardly to actually do the work that it takes to build and get us as a people off our backs.
God.
What else we got?
Joshua 1 and 7, real quick.
Joshua chapter 1 and verse 7.
Another brother give me Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 6.
Deuteronomy 31 and verse 6.
31 and 6. Joshua 1 and 7, go ahead.
God, only be thou strong and very courageous.
That's what the Most High wants. He wants you to be strong and courageous. Read.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all the law.
Because that's what you're going to need to do the law.
Bam.
No,
go ahead.
Yeah, that's what you're going to need to do the law, to fulfill the law.
Mm-hmm.
Christ came to do what? Fulfill the law. And Christ was the strongest, most courageous man you ever. Period. Point blank. And to show, not to downplay this, but Peter will chop the dude's ear off. Peter will be like, nah, they're not finna take you. They're not finna take you, Christ. But when it came down to where he could have suffered like Christ, it was like, nah, I don't know him. I don't know him. 3 times. Just to show, man, Christ is but Christ fulfilled the law.
You gotta think about it. And you gotta look at you gotta look at Christ and the courage it took for him to endure the cross until death. But then you got men that won't even endure street speaking, won't even endure sitting in class for months to learn. They won't endure past their own spirit of weakness. They won't endure past their own lusts. Think about it. They won't put their mind on something higher than themselves. Where Christ had to deal with dying. He had to be courageous and all that. He had to be courageous. He had to be cheerful. He had to be sad. He had to do all these different things. Think about, because Christ told him that he was going to get offered up, right? And Peter was like, hell nah, that ain't happening. And Christ had to check Peter. Imagine if Christ was like, yeah, Peter, you're right. I ain't going to let it happen. I ain't going to go through that. Right? Or imagine if Christ would have been like, yeah, man, Peter, I'm so scared. I don't know, brother. You think Peter would have rolled with him to the next city? He'd be like, bro, we about to die out here. We ain't like. But Christ was like, listen, bro, listen, man, let's do this. Go 2 by 2s, go to the lost sheep. This is what we gonna do. Son of man ain't got no pencil in his head. The foxes have holes, but guess what? We're gonna keep it moving. Right? I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna cast out devils. Just don't tell them where we at. Keep moving. I'm gonna heal, cast out devils. Tell them that Christ did it. Tell them that I did it. You see, it was always this operation of, it doesn't matter what we're going through. We got to do our job. It doesn't matter what befalls us, or who's trying to kill us, or who's trying to persecute us, or talk bad about us. Brothers are usually, oh, he talked bad about me, so now I can't do the work. What are you talking about? Your feelings got hurt, so now, like a brother said something to you, or he talked to you hard. He talked to you hard, so now you gotta, I like the way them brothers talk to me. That's your excuse? Because you can't take a hard talking? Come on, man. Like, imagine Christ was checking Peter. Imagine if he just said, oh, man, he's put me on blast. Like, I can't roll with him.
He called me Satan.
Called me Satan. Yeah, he over there calling me Satan.
Hey, you know what's something crazy? I just thought about with Christ. The scripture says that he wasn't a comely man, right?
Right.
So if you think about back in Kings, when the kids made fun of Elisha, it was like, go up thou bald head. So Christ was not a comely man. So imagine him growing up as a child being made fun of by kids like that. Mm-hmm. He still wasn't no coward. He still didn't, you know what I mean? He was strong.
He didn't
let that bother him.
Yeah, he didn't use it as an occasion to not fulfill his duties.
So imagine,
yeah, and that's the problem where brothers use their own thoughts to not fulfill their duties. Their own thoughts make them double-minded.
Right.
Their own thoughts, again, Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 12. The betraying of your secures. That's where the fear comes in. You betray what you should have been steadfast in. You betray what you should have been rooted in to get you past and through the battles. But now your own mind comes into play. So I will rely on my own thoughts. And then what happens? Now I can't do the work. Now I'm double dutching. Now I'm faint-hearted, double-minded. Now I'm putting my hand to the plow but looking back. But the scriptures say, woe to him that put his hands to the plow and look back.
Done.
Because why? Now we get to Joshua. It tells us the only way to keep the law is to be strong. It says, only be thou strong and very courageous. Why? That's how you're going to be able to observe my law. You can't be weak-minded and try to observe the law, because then what's going to happen is my weak-ass mind is going to tell me, oh, we're in the land of captivity. We ain't got to keep the Sabbath. We're in our captive's land. We ain't got to keep the feast days. We're under captivity, so we can't do the law. That's what the weak mind says. That's what the mind with no courage says. The sister with the weak mind, oh, I can't follow my husband. The brother with the weak mind, oh, I can't perform like that. I can't teach like him. I can't do my duty to my ability because I just can't.
And for that weak-mindedness, that's why we had another reason why we had to wander the wilderness for 40 years. They came back with a negative report. Out of all the spies that went, only 2 brothers had a positive report. Like, they looked at the land, listen, it's flowing, we can take this. Yeah. Okay, so what if they're big? But then everybody else looked at the opposite side and being pessimistic was like, well... No, they weren't being pessimistic, they were being punks. Yeah, well, they were being punks, Scott. They were scared. Little busters. Faint-hearted. No, we ain't gonna sugarcoat it. They were being faint-hearted, weak, feeble-kneed, noodle knees. Double-minded. Double-minded. Yeah, lacking faith. Betrayers. Go ahead. Of the most. But no, that's like a primary example of like the Most High, He gave us everything. We were strong. We were mighty when we came out. But then all of a sudden we look at our promised land from a distance, and now all of a sudden we all just, you know what I mean? We got bubble guts. We got diarrhea. All of a sudden because of a couple of people. And that's the thing. But why? That Wisdom of Solomon keeps ringing. We betrayed our secure. We betrayed the Most High, and leaned on our own thoughts. We betrayed our safety. Think about every war we won. We didn't win. Half the battles we didn't have to fight. Would you look at because we read it? I think it was a couple of Sabbaths ago. But when you read further in Joshua, I'm sorry. This is my reading. Yeah, I'm getting confused. But Joshua was he had a few thousand men, and he was coming against this it was like a multiple of kingdoms. Right? And so he was like 3 kingdoms. He was like he was like he didn't spread the negative, but the Most High came to him. He was like, listen. He was like, you want me to help you? He was like, please. So he was like, okay, listen. You guys are gonna kick their butt so bad that the kings are gonna die, and then after the bloodshed, you're gonna kill their horses and burn their chariots. And when they hear about it, the other nations won't even mess with you. Right? Exactly. So when after the war, it said they walked through the midst of the other kingdoms, and nobody dared approach them. Right. Because see, that's the power. That's why the Most High said He gave you the spirit of power. Come on. That's the power. But then when you cast away your confidence, there is no longer no power. No power. There is no longer no reward, so you'll lose every battle. Y'all understand that? Done. I mean, I know he had a lot more. I guess we'll leave it at that. I know he had a lot more, but I mean, it was a good class. I should have took a little bit more time so we could get more out, because there were some good stories. I had a story in Maccabees. This is one of my favorites, about the woman with the kids. Done. Watching her kids get killed. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was one point I wanted to make.
Did you want that Deuteronomy?
Yeah.
God, I got you. Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 6.
It's like reiterated. Go ahead.
God, be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, it is that doeth go with thee.
And that's in all things. in all aspects and everything that we go through, he goes with you. So before Satan can even touch you, he got to give that okay. The buck stops with the Most High. So we don't want to forget that the Most High is the one that has us in the situation, and the Most High is the one that will bring us out. He's going to lead us out. And there was a scripture I was looking for, man. It talked about how like one man is like better than one like man that like believes or something or is righteous is better than like a whole city or like a whole multitude. And wanted to go into it just to show like how you had Joshua and Caleb. They went, and because of them, they weren't fearful, but they went and we were able to get our land. Everybody else was fearful. You had David going against Goliath, but David wasn't no punk.
He wasn't no buster, bro.
But him was better than everybody else. You got it?
Ecclesiastes chapter 16, verse 3. Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000.
Damn, my man.
Sharp. And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
Damn.
Well, go back up. Read that from the top.
Yeah.
Where was it at? Ecclesiastes?
Man.
Ecclesiastes chapter 16, verse 3. Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000. And
yeah, just like in David's time. Think about it.
Yeah.
He was the one man that said, I'm going to stand up for righteousness.
Look at Moses.
I'm going to stand up for the evildoers. I'm going to stand up against the evildoers. Everybody else was cowardly. Everybody else was faint-hearted. And if one man was faint-hearted, what was he going to do? Breathe that over to the other men. That's why it says don't bring a coward to war. At least he made the other men's hearts melt.
Don't even consult with a coward.
We were going to go on to that. Don't consult with a coward in matters of war. Why? He ain't going to tell you no strategies on how to win. He going to tell you how to run. You going to get beat taking his advice.
Listen, take that street.
Yeah, his tactics is how do I run and not get beat up.
I figured out the fastest route.
The fastest way to run is this way.
But look, where these Nikes too?
Yeah. And make sure you strap them and tie them with a double knot.
Don't look back. Okay.
We gotta see it. But
guys, one thing on that point too is it's off topic, but remember, you know how people be saying how can one man save us, or how can one man they try to use it with Christ.
Right.
The scripture goes with that, because one just man is better than 1,000. Well, yeah, the scripture goes with that too, man. But yeah, that's cold.
Yeah. Very.
Water.
Yeah, but we're gonna end it there. Y'all got any questions on the topics? I know y'all have some questions online, man, but we can get to those on Wednesday. Today's Monday, right?
Done.
Yeah, we can get to those on Wednesday. We'll be back here, same bad time, same bad channel. They got any questions on the topics? Perfect time. Sean, this class was well needed. Perfect timing. Yeah, Khan. Glad you liked it. Show me how shy. Yeah, there's no class. There's no questions online on the topic. So yeah, we'll end it there, man. We appreciate everybody for watching. Remember, we got PRM coming up. If you want to join, get with us. Let us know. We definitely fit you in for the PRM. Remember, Passover is coming up April 1st. If you want to join, let us know. We'll make room for you. You know, bring your kids, bring your wife, everybody, bring the family. It's the Most High's Passover. So, you know, come through. As long as you come in the spirit of love, peace, charity, you're welcome.
Come on.
All right? If you want to donate, remember we got the Wells Fargo account. We also got the Google Wallet if you want to donate to Passover. Yeah, remember, like, share, subscribe this channel. We also got our ISBHPK Kids channel. If you got kids under 12, we got some real good lessons. We got our 5 Minutes of Wisdom channel. Like, share, subscribe. We got some real good 5 Minutes of Wisdoms coming up. They're real good. They're 5 minutes of a topic, some real direct points and scriptures. You know, for the person that needs to get some things right in their head, those are perfect. So like, share, subscribe those. Yeah, and just look out for. We have our new show. We go over like current news these topics. We got some good ones coming up. Like, share, and subscribe. All right? We definitely want to thank y'all for joining us, and we're going to salute them online and say shalom.
Shalom.